A very good afternoon and welcome along to the Toowoomba Grammar School, and in fact the Mills Oval at the Toowoomba Grammar School for the round 4 clash of the Murdoch Lawyers DDBBL between the Hip Pocket Rockets and the George Banks Umbrellas right here on Power FM. And we're doing it thanks to Infinite Aged Care and JLC Realty. We should have a great game between these two sides. It will determine the top three, and of course the top three sides go through to the semi-finals with the chance to go on and play in that grand final and win the coveted title of the inaugural Murdoch Lawyers DDBBL. So sit back and enjoy the commentary here on Power FM and the vision on Power TV of the Murdoch Lawyers DDBBL round 4 from Toowoomba Grammar School.
Brollies today. Could see them jump, well, probably even into third place.
I think that's a fair stat too, your net run rate, especially when all these teams are essentially playing on similar, if not the same fields, week in, week out against each other.
Yeah,
absolutely. Say you've got your domestic competition, South Australian batsmen tend to average quite well, and the whole team tends to have a good run rate because they play at Adelaide Oval, which is usually a road, so they are more likely to score a bucket of runs. Whereas here, in this competition, it's very even, and if your net run rate's higher than everyone else, you've earned it. Yeah,
absolutely. So great competition. As you said, the draft system really coming to the fore as we close in on the end of the rounds. And we're just about to get underway.
Yeah, Kieran Gibbs to open the bowling for the Brollies.
With spin.
Oh, quick single.
Oh, misfield.
Interesting start to win the toss, bowl, and open up the spin.
So
off is around the wicket.
Yeah, so that's Troy Cooper faced the first ball for the Rockets. He's off the mark straight away, 1 from 1. At the other end, I assume it's Chris Gillam, but we'll come back to you on that one.
Particularly aggressive ploy and risky, given he's opening up from the end, and the leg side boundary for right-hand batter here is short.
He bowled very well last time, though. Hopefully he's got that form with him from his point of view.
Yeah, you can see he's bowling from very around the wicket and wide of the stumps. He's using that angle to push across and hopefully not go leg side.
We have a great perspective here today. We're looking straight down behind the bowler's arm, straight over the umpire's head.
Yes, we'll be able to become the video ref, if you like, the umpire, if they need to refer it up here.
He gave that some air and got away with it. That was a full toss.
Yeah, full bunger not put away, straight to mid-on, no run.
No wicket for 2.
Gibbs in again. Well bowled. Full outside off stump. No run. Hard to get those ones away. Yeah, so tell us about the game that you covered featuring the Brollies, and who did they play in the last game at Highfield's last round?
That's a great question. I've got it here somewhere.
Take that one on notice.
Yeah, thanks.
Ooh, bit aerial.
Nice tight start from the Brollies.
Well, we can work it out by deduction. The Aztecs played the...
Now the Brollies played the live wire Lightning last time.
Lightning, there you go.
That was the late match, which ended up getting underway about 6:45.
It was a late finish for you then, Jeff?
It was. It was the next day.
Short and leg side tucked down, past fine leg's up, but he'll cut it off for 2.
To Cooper.
No wicket for 4. We've got, it is a great perspective. We can see the scoreboard, and of course, we can see it from the batsman's point of view from the other end, and from the bowler's point of view from this end.
So, end of the first over, none for 4. The Rockets.
Yeah, you take that for first over.
Yeah, it was a little bit loose, that start from Gibbs.
Yeah, he got away with a couple. There was a full bunger, and that last one down leg side could have easily been a boundary as well. I would have batted personally. I'm surprised that they've won this and opted to bowl. Yeah, there's a lot of grass on what is probably the first game of cricket on this pitch in quite some time, but it feels hard underneath. And again, while I was surprised they opened with spin, if anything, you're going to get anything out of this pitch bowling first, it'd be in the first 5 overs with a very hard ball, and we might see it this over.
Yeah, I was not surprised when they won the toss, the Brollies, and elected to bowl. The pitch was a little bit soft on top to touch, and as you said, Lincoln, lots of grass, good thick thatch, so I'm not surprised they're bowling, but I was surprised to see spin first up. If it's going to do anything, the new ball, it's going to be with pace.
The only better coverage I've seen than that grass is Power FM and Power TV's coverage of this.
I thought you were going to say something about chest hair there, but... Daly Martin coming from the Harry Street end for the Brollies. First ball being a dot. Gillum on strike.
So will this get better to bat on as the day progresses, do you think? Or
I think so.
Can't see it getting worse.
It's fantastic conditions. I was at the toss with the two captains and they were glowing in their praise of the conditions and the facilities. Martin again, well bowled.
Yeah,
Another
steaming
dot.
in, right arm over, and that was right on the line. Not much you can do with that.
There's a couple of West teammates against each other here, Daly Martin and Chris Gillum. Both play A grade for West in the Toowoomba comp.
You fancy yourself even against a good bowler, and I think it's sometimes unjustified fancy because you take someone to town in the nets and it's very different when you're against them in a proper game. But Gillum's class, he won't get silly here.
He batted very well the game we covered a couple of weeks ago. It's probably thanks to him that they ended up winning. Of course, with the bat, with the ball, it was Johnny Cleary with 6 for bugger all.
Sensational spell of bowling. Real rock solid, medium to fast bowling in T20 cricket. That's how you do it. A little bit of shape away as well, actually. Just noticing that one. It's the first one I've seen go.
Dropping back long off here, the Brollies, thinking Gillum's, that's his spot. He's taken that from outside off stump Gillum and dispatched it to the cow boundary for 4.
And the first one for today.
First boundary.
I heard Power TV was going to donate $2 for every boundary. Is that right?
That's a nasty rumour, Barry.
That is very nasty.
I'll speak to the finance.
Okay.
Sending that one to management.
So Gillum's seen enough, and that's where the gap was on the boundary, and put it there. Whoa! He's launched that one.
That's long.
Half volley on the pads,
Goes
and he
all the
didn't
way.
miss out. That's cleared the boundary by a clear 5 metres, and it's coming down the hill. Nice strike.
So all of a sudden, we're no wicket for 14.
Whack. And Gillum shows us what he's capable of. That was in his zone, I think.
Yeah, he's bowling full. One moved away a little bit earlier. The boundary before that one, I think he was trying to bring back in, and it didn't really go anywhere and just came straight onto the middle of Gillum's bat, and so did that one.
Geez, he was onto that quick. Good comeback there from Martin. Nice line. Better length. Pulled it back a bit.
That's
Not
his
a
spot.
half volley.
Yeah, not much off the pitch so far. And well, that's their first over of pace. But I think the batsman can swing through with confidence.
Yeah, there wasn't much sideways movement off the deck that over.
No wicket for 14, the end of the second over.
Rockets be happy with that start. None down, and Gillum looking like he's picking up where he left off last game.
And no chances from the first 2 overs. These guys aren't giving much away.
No, the
Continuing with around the wicket off spin.
Gibbs to continue. Cooper on strike. Cooper's
To the
had a
short
crack.
boundary. One bounce to the fielder at deep square.
There's a man out there, just deep square leg, picked it up nicely. That's Adrian Delaney out there on the patrolling the boundary.
We've got our Harvey Norman signs out again, and there's one there at pretty much exact deep square. What do you win for that? What's on the line there?
$200, I think.
Yeah, not to be sneezed at.
Yeah, I think that's in danger today. Well worked off the hip by Gillum for one. Yeah, I think that's the short boundary there to the leg side onto Mary Street, about 60 metres according to the groundsman. Oh, well bowled. Bit of turn there
Yeah.
and a bit of jump. Maybe spin is the answer.
Yes.
There's
That's
enough
maybe
grass.
why they're out there captaining and you're not. No offence, of course.
None taken.
Oh, he saw something that we obviously didn't. Anyhow.
Well, Gibbs would be one of their better bowlers. Cheeky single. Well run. A bit slow off the mark there in the covers, the Brollies. But it was a good early call, and they both went.
Gibbs would be disappointed in his field giving that one up. He just put a nice ball on the spot, and to get a fresh batsman on strike. He would have liked to work on the bloke he had there.
The trick is to dot them up, and as we saw last game, the pressure builds and a big shot comes, and it's generally in the air. But if you let them get away with quick singles, and they turn over the strike, pressure just comes off the batsman.
Just tweaking with the field, we've got deep mid-wicket and deep long on, which just got pushed a little squarer.
Yeah, square legs come into the circle now, and that's exactly where Gillam goes.
I was just about to say, so deep square's not out there, and that's just gone over 1-2 bounce and over the picket fence onto Mary Street. That boundary was rarely big enough for schoolboys. So with grown men out here, I'll be disappointed if Mary Street doesn't see a few ones go onto or over it.
Yeah, I think some of those houses on the other side of Mary Street are in danger. I hope they've got their insurance up to date.
If there's any glaziers around looking for extra sponsorship,
Pass around cards.
Well, the best way would be to sponsor the broadcast.
Yeah, it's just like Infinity Aged Care and JLC Real Estate.
That's it. That's it. So they retrieved the ball. That sign, well, didn't quite go over that sign, but is it? It's on the full, isn't it?
I think it's got to be on the full,
Yeah.
But that was very close on one bounce. I think Gillam here, the right-hander, at this end, facing off spin, he'd be eyeing off that sign for sure. Short and gets the same treatment. Oh, just misses the sign.
on the bounce, albeit.
I am very surprised that they kept square leg in there after the first boundary through that area.
Yeah, when you've got, and even mid-wicket was quite straight, obviously trying to bowl full, and he's dragged a couple down and paid for it dearly.
Can't afford to do that here with a short square boundary.
Racing away now, no wicket for 25 at the moment.
A gamble to bowl first, and especially with spin, and currently not quite paying off for the Brollies. Possibly the least intimidating name and mascot.
Mascot, yeah.
Rather stately, though.
I want to see someone dressed up as a Brolly.
Chris Gillam has raced to 20 runs off 10 balls. Troy Cooper 5 off 8 balls. They've had a dream start here, the Rockets.
Little breeze kicking up now. Rather pleasant. Pretty much going end to end, so not going to push any drift for the spinners. Looks like we've got more spin here.
Yes, this looks like local electrician Derek Nitschke.
Trying to bring a little bit of spark.
Oh, dear.
I was just waiting for Jeff to react to that because I wasn't going to give it the satisfaction.
Yes, well.
Evergreen Derek Nitschke coming around the wicket.
Beats the bat straight away.
And a play in the miss from Cooper first ball. Derek, good start. This could be the masterstroke from Captain Chris Hall.
Well, he needs something, doesn't he? 25 without loss.
After 4. Sorry, after 3. Dot ball.
He's lucky to get away with that.
Yeah, that was short and wide outside off stump.
He's operating with a offside sweeper out deep cover, and that looks to be the only man
You got long off.
long off. Two out in the
good
offside.
field, I think, for Derek coming around the wicket. Left arm orthodox.
He's gone straight there.
Oh,
and
geez, that's
pinched a
cheeky.
single.
Yeah.
Misfield got away with it.
Put the pressure on the field there. Good running again. Trusting each other, this pair. Just worked off the hip again by Cooper to square leg for 1. Now for Gillam, they've brought a cover sweeper into the circle, and they've put deep mid wicket back, long off, remains back.
Round 4 of the Murdoch Lawyers DDBBL on Power FM and Power TV Australia. No wicket for 26 is the score at the moment.
Ooh,
Oh, that was a bit of seam up, I think.
yeah, and that was a bit of a in swing he got there, or in drift as the case may be. Ooh, lovely throw from the man there, straight over the bales to the bowler's end. 1 to Gillam, through to long off. Yeah, looks like there's more swing than seam here.
Yeah, which is a surprise. And if coming off pretty much 2 or 3 steps, let him bowl this one. And another arm ball tucked into the offside field for a single. Well run.
Yeah, I think they might have to bring their infielders a bit closer to the bat here, the Brollies. That's about the 5th or 6th short single that they've pinched this opening pair for the Rockets.
The outfield looks really good. Very green, an absolute treat. And in these dry conditions, full credit to the groundskeepers. But it may actually not be as easy to field on it as it looks.
Oh, another quick one. Yeah, well run. Very well run there. Another single, that time to Gillum. These guys are showing us how it's done when it comes to running between the wickets.
Yeah, so they play soccer, football on this field in the cricket off-season, and there are still some worn patches around where the goalposts go in and in other spots. So whilst it looks terrific and green in parts, the coverage isn't as nice as it could be in some places. And there have been a few bobbled fielding efforts, under pressure albeit.
I think the outfield, and we were talking to Denny Beresford, the head groundsman, before the start of play, and he said he hasn't cut it as low as what he would normally because it's early in the cricketing season, just coming out of winter, and he's left it a bit long, so it's a bit lush. And I don't think it'll be a very quick outfield.
Doesn't matter if you hit it over the fence, does it?
Well, funny you should say that, Jeff, because at the toss I was talking to the Rockets skipper, Sean McCarthy, and he said those very words. He said, looks like we might be going aerial today with this outfield.
I love that chat.
And
Nathan Carroll coming on here at the barber end for a bit of pace.
Chris Gillum is living up to his captain's promise. He's 22 off 12 balls, and Troy Cooper 7 off 12 balls. None for 29, the Rockets, after 4.
Ringfield on the onside, sweeper on the off, and third man is back. And he bowls it at him and pays for it. One bounce back onto Mary Street.
Too short, especially to Gillum, who loves playing square of the wicket. And he's just pulled another one for 4. I reckon he's put 4 through there now. That's 4 boundaries through deep square leg.
I mean, skipper's got to be unhappy with that. I mean, that's your loosener, it's your first one. But with this field, both men are out in the offside. He's got to be outside off stump.
And full, one would have thought. I mean, that was short and straight. And Gillum dispatched with authority.
What's your most cherished memory of playing on Mills Oval, H?
Mate, I reckon when I was lucky enough to be selected in the first 11 for grammar in Year 9, walking out on Mills Oval with some older boys was a really special moment for me.
No one tails back in a little.
Much better from Carroll there, but they still pitched 1 to short cover.
I should have a chat to reverse jinxes.
We've just been joined here by the George Banks Umbrellas owner, Phil Curry. G'day, Phil. How you going?
Edgy. It's had edgy. and that's all you need is a Lebanese guy that's edgy. We're already anxious enough.
You would not be overly pleased with this start from the Brollies?
Yeah, just a little bit too short and down leg. There's no real runs around the offside, so we might get word out to them to keep it on the off.
Yes.
This boundaries is about as short as my temper at the moment, actually.
So, have you been out on the field itself? Is it the
it's
areas
beautiful.
of inconsistency, or?
There's a couple of different grasses out there, Steve was saying, but the ground is amazing.
Yeah.
Full credit to the QAs.
Oh, overall, yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely sensational. I'm just here to reverse jinx the boys. Last time I spoke to you guys, we took 3 wickets.
That was how many weeks ago?
Jeez,
Wowee.
No.
Lovely bit of work there from the bowler.
Nate's coming in. That one bad delivery, but he's keeping his line on the off stump there, and hopefully a breakthrough soon.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I'll go for a walk around the ground. There's 3 different reverse jinxes I can use. I got one up my sleeve, which is using a mirror to watch the game in.
Cooper went all out with that one. He's tried to smack that onto the practice nets up near us here, but he only managed to get an inside edge straight into his pads, and he nearly got run out by the bowler. Oh, yep. Lovely shot.
Just about to say they can afford to throw the bat a bit now,
So
which is a worry.
full and straight, and Cooper looks like he likes it there. He just helped it on its way, really, to wide, long on for 4.
Score moves along to no wicket for 38. Sorry, Phil, put your hands over your ears there while we
That's
call
okay.
the score. No wicket for 38 at the moment.
Mate, I supported South Sydney in the 90s. I can handle anything.
Decent year to the Rabbits.
Yeah, I think about as good as they were going to go. With losing GI at the start of the year, it was well fielded.
Nice fielding there.
You can't stress how big that was because he used to suck in 2 players, and Braden Burns' hamstrings are about as weak as the snake I just ate. So yeah, no good there. But I think they did well. I think they should have beaten Canberra, to be honest. And Canberra played better a week later.
Well, Canberra had Karma come back to them and have a referee's call go against them, which...
Here we go. Is this the Bill Harrigan call from 1989?
It was the Bill
my friend?
Harrigan call from
I
1989.
agree
yes,
with you on
it
this
is.
one, but
People don't forget.
I was at that game. Jeez, that was good.
Yeah,
I'll never forget, I was watching Wayne Pearce cry and I couldn't get the binoculars off him.
yeah, well,
I felt so sorry for him.
he had a kindred spirit up here, I can tell you. I had the Tiger all ready to go, and I was at 4AK at the time. And yeah, and then it went into the overtime. Oh, don't start me.
It was a good game last week. It was.
Yeah, it wasn't bad. And I mean, the Roosters did well to get out of their own quarter to score that try to win the game.
Just a bit surprised. The Roosters didn't really look like scoring most of the game, which is a bit different for them. But they knuckled down, and it's that New South Wales spirit, which is all starting to get used to again the last couple of years.
I could get used to it.
Yeah,
Yeah, I know,
absolutely.
absolutely.
I think we're all preaching to the converted here.
Yeah, exactly.
Another change of bowling here for the Brollies. Can't see a number from this angle. Can you help us out here, Phil?
No, not Moods. It's what's his name?
Oh, nice shot. Good fielding.
You would have been
No
gone.
run.
No, please.
Jeffrey Cleese into the bowling for the Brollies. Looks like he's got a bit of...
And once again, offside, no runs.
yeah, it was a good start from him. He looks like a bit of pace, a bit of bounce. He's got plenty of height.
We need to keep it on the offside.
It was a nice shot from Cooper, straight to the field, and they still got one, but lovely pick up and throw. I think if he had, as you said, Jeff, a direct hit would have had him in trouble.
Mate, they'll be
Oh, yes.
at 6.
That is a serious cricket shot.
That's hit the
On the
nets.
top of the nets. Almost hit the headmaster's house.
Gillum has not mucked around with that. He has smacked that off the front shoe over long on for a big maximum. That was a fantastic shot.
I'm going to try another reverse jinx.
Have you-
I'll never forget 3 years ago when the Celtics had a good run in the playoffs. I had a jinx where I was watching the game from the shower. Is there a shower here somewhere? I
Oh,
can watch?
no, please.
Down in Stephen's house, there's some showers,
Can
mate.
you look out the window and watch the game?
A couple of boarding houses, there's some showers nearby.
You got a blue card?
I used to have a shower and then... Gents, I'll pop back in later. Take care.
Phil Curry, the boss man,
Cheers,
head
Phil.
honcho. See you, mate.
Go and find a mirror,
From
mate.
the umbrellas.
Geez, that was pretty to watch from Gillum. Wow,
No wicket for
Shot of the
46.
day so far.
Yeah.
That brings the crowds shots like that.
They're streaming it, see? They're up at
Yeah, they're starting to stream it after that up the,
Yep.
the drive here at
where it's
Grammar.
got around.
Through the bunyas. Cleese will have to pick his length back, I think.
Oh,
He's tried to
Gillum
do it
again.
He's going to hole out. And he
And
has.
gone.
well done.
That's a big wicket.
Huge.
Gillum tries to go again. Similar shot. This time didn't time it. Skewed it out to deep, long on where there's a fielder. And here's the replay for those watching Power FM. He just didn't quite get that one.
Found the inside of the bat, whether it was a bit of seam or he is tailing it back in a little in the air. Not hugely, but just enough. Gillum tried to do exactly what he did the ball before and tried to park him back on the loop road and didn't quite get the middle and found deep mid-wicket with a very regulation outfield catch.
Very good innings. A good start for the hip pocket Rockets.
Perfect start for them. Gillum arguably has done his job as an opener in a T20. 33 runs off 16 balls.
Yeah.
Both your openers do that. You're very happy, captain and coach.
A strike rate of 206. It was an entertaining innings.
He'd be disappointed, but the platform is set.
1 for 46, the score.
Yes, into the sixth over. Cleese, the man with the breakthrough. Looks likely. He's a big lad, plenty of him.
Well, there you go. That's the second jinx now, the lap around the oval worked for Phil.
Yes.
What did he do just then? Because it worked.
Well, he's running water down there at the moment.
Yeah, I think it's the walk around the oval.
Yeah.
It's worked that time.
Was it the walk around the oval and the mirror?
Yeah, and
Problem is when you do too much, it's just confirmation bias then, isn't it? You don't know what to do.
Oh, nice ball from Cleese, but well worked by Cooper for one to square leg. He's just been knocking around quite nicely, turning it over. Cooper's been joined at the crease by Blake Anderson for the hip pocket Rockets. And 2 weeks ago when we covered this game, Blake got a few runs too, I think, 40-odd, 30-odd.
Same field. Sweeper on the off and on the onside.
Yeah, Graham. Ooh. Full toss outside off stump there, and even though it was his first pill, Blake did not hold back, but picked up the field with no run.
Yeah, coming out in the ones as a year 9 player H, which is a nice achievement. Very well done. But I was nervous coming out in year 12 when no one was older than me. That would have been a nerve-wracking situation.
Yes, it was, I think, it doesn't get any higher form of cricket than the first when you play at Grammar in the GPS comp. I should use this opportunity to say that another special moment, of course, was when we were playing in year 12 in 2005 when Toowoomba Grammar won the GPS Cricket Championship.
Oh, you've got to get that in.
I'm surprised that wasn't first.
Well, it was a toss-up. I mean, both very special memories.
End of the over, 1 for 47, and we are
After 6.
back with Gibbs for some more round the wicket off spin.
So, travelling at 8 and over, Sean McCarthy will be very happy with his top 3 here. Particularly Gillum, of course. Got him off to a flyer, and they can probably afford to take a few risks with still 9 wickets in the shed and 14 overs to go. I don't think Blake Anderson will die wondering, no matter what the situation. That's just the way he plays. So looking forward to seeing him get a few runs, hopefully. Ooh, dicey.
Oh, nice bit of fielding
Yep.
and nice bit of running.
But
Good
another
cricket.
good single. They're picking them up here with ease, really, the quick singles, the Rockets.
Good to see after losing a wicket and changing the batting combination that the intent to run the singles is still there. Sometimes that can be disrupted when your opening pair gets done.
Not to be unkind to Blake, but he's not the quickest between wickets that you'll ever see. So Troy Cooper will have to be mindful of that.
Just shifting the offside sweeper a little straighter. And now that the fielding restrictions are off, there are the maximum 5 on the fence.
Gibbs to continue. Yeah, I think that's the length. It's just sort of sitting up a bit there with the off spin. It's hard to keep that on the ground if he wants to go straight with that. Ooh, another couple of dots here.
And just enough air and flight on it too. Like you wouldn't, unless you're very quick, you wouldn't feel confident coming out to that. But at the same time, he's making him think whether it's forward or back.
Yeah, I think he's found a rhythm here. He looks far more comfortable coming into the crease here, Gibbs. Ooh, bad luck. Well worked, too long off for a single there by Anderson. Better line and length from Gibbs here. It's a good over so far.
49 for the loss of 1 wicket.
Field comes in on the offside for Cooper. Still 2 men on the fence, 3 men on the fence on the leg side. Ooh, bit more flight there. Took the pace off. Gibbs, it's a nice over here. Just needs to finish off.
It's crafty off-spin bowling. I think he is drifting it out just slightly.
Yeah, I like this. It seems to be working from around the wicket.
Well, that breeze has died, hasn't it?
Yes, you won't be getting too much assistance here with flight from the weather. Ooh, and that was a bit flatter and quicker.
Couple of dot balls in that one. Very tidy over.
Yeah, it was only 2 off, 1 off.
Sensational. Tighten the screws
49.
after that wicket.
Yeah, 1 for 49.
Well done, Jeff, for getting a couple of sponsors on board. Infinity Aged Care, or is it Infinite Aged Care?
Infinite, yeah.
Infinite Aged Care.
Mount Lofty overlooking Heritage Oval.
Of course, yep.
Yep.
Lovely facility.
And JLC Real Estate as well. They'll help you out with all your sales and rentals and purchases.
Great spot if you're a sports fan up there near Heritage.
Yes, yeah, absolutely. You could retire up there.
Or if you're just a fan of a nice view back over the Toowoomba City.
Toowoomba Bears, rugby union home ground.
Yep.
I think they play AFL up there as well during the winter.
It's just up the hill. They can sit in the audience for Win News.
Absolutely. Come up to Mount Lofty, say good day.
I know Jamie Cooper from JLC Real Estate. Nice guy.
Oh, do you?
Yeah. He's tied up with Northern Brothers Diggers cricket here in Toowoomba.
Speaking of good views, the water tank / what could be a helipad up there if you're a very good pilot, out near the Win Toowoomba Bureau, out looking across the escarpment, top of Bridge Street.
Oh, yeah.
Gorgeous little spot.
Nitschke back into the attack for the Brollies. He looked likely with a bit of drift last time he bowled. Pretty straight there, but a good line and length, and just bunted down the ground by Anderson for 1 to long off.
And that brings up the 50. 1 for 50 at the moment, the Rockets.
In the 8th over, so they're going well here, the Rockets, building a nice platform to for a big score. Well bowled, Dot to cover.
It was well backed up too.
It was. Yeah.
Sharpened up in the field when they had to. They were leaking a couple of singles that they shouldn't have
I actually
earlier.
think this is a thicker outfield or thicker lush grass that it wasn't coming to them as quick as they wanted to. That was helping the Rockets get those singles. Another dot here. Nitschke to Cooper. Where's Cooper going to go here, Link?
Where he's currently bowling, going to try with this big gap on the onside just to get off strike.
He's got 3 men on the boundary on the leg side.
Mixing up his pace nicely, though.
Ooh,
Pinched
well bowled.
one.
Yep.
Yeah, long off isn't all the way back, and they still got one to him.
Well bowled. Just a single to mid off there.
Yeah, I think unless you get a loose one, there's a short mid on and fine leg or almost a 45 behind you. Mid wicket is wide open. You've got to try and work him off there. And at this pace, you should be able to get a single there, most balls.
Oh, yes. Another dot ball. This is a good over here from Nitschke. Good backing up from the Gibbs over. He's got to finish off here for the Brollies. Now they're getting back into it. Oh, another dot. Great over.
2 great overs in a row. Pressure's building. Got to be a loose shot coming soon.
Yeah, I don't think Blakey Anderson will die wondering here. But that's it's nice bowling from Nitschke. He's Northern Brothers Diggers teammate. Mate against mate there.
So 1 for 51 at the moment. The Rockets off to a flyer. And, of course, at the same time as this game's on, the Lions are playing the Lightning 1v6 in the field behind us.
It's the Lions batting, 1 for 33 after 7 overs. With Chris Wilson 10 off 13 balls. He's out. Darren Kosh is not out, 16 off 22 balls. And L. Moffat, L. Moffat, I don't know your first name, 5 runs off 7 balls. Let's have a go. Let's have a guess at Lachlan.
Could be Lyle.
I'm going to rule out Luigi. Nathan Carroll back here to operate right arm over. man out there, but he's
Cooper.
found a gap. One
Ooh,
bounce,
is that
just
6?
short of, I'm going to say. Yeah, 4.
4 runs. Yep, they had needed to release the shackles there, break the shackles, and Cooper did it. Just sort of hoiked that to mid-wicket boundary. Got a fair piece of it. That takes Cooper to 20 off 25 balls. Anderson 2 off 8.
Curious to know how much. I mean, that ball's been on the road about half a dozen times now. Be curious to know if it's actually taken any sheen off, because we saw a couple go early on, but there hasn't been much in the way of swing in the last couple. Well, we've had spin for the last 2 overs, all for sure. But Carroll's not getting much sideways movement.
It's a better ball. Oh, look out. Look out. Anderson at the non-strikers end.
Good to see him backing up a long way, but he made a meal of getting back into his ground.
He's still down, the big fella. It was struck, driven quite firmly to cover for no run by Cooper, but Anderson fell over on his way back to the non-striker's crease. Oh, quick single, trouble if he hits.
Oh, he gave up on that too. He was well out if that struck. Went to the non-strikers.
Wow, that was a suicide run.
Straight to point and just a real early yep.
Anderson didn't want to get back to his crease, so he's just like, nah, I'm going to keep coming here.
That's one way through. Just commit to the run.
He wasn't a fan of stopping and turning around and going the other directions. He's like, I'm just going to keep coming here, and Keeper, you're coming whether you like it or not.
Yeah, he was out by 2 lengths there. Nice change of pace. No one in short on the onside. Thought about a second, but that would have been just as unwise as the single they stole before.
Just the single there to Anderson to mid-wicket.
The score moves along to 1 for 57 at the moment as the wind comes back.
Looks like it's coming at us.
Yeah.
Would that be right?
Blowing into Carroll's face at the moment.
Bowling into a headwind here, Carroll. So Cooper hitting with the wind straight. It's an effort ball, I think, and he just dragged a little wide. But there's protection out on the cover boundary for Carroll. Just the 1 to Cooper. It's a better over for the Rockets.
Well, they needed it. The runs were drying up there after a great start.
Yeah, they have a deep mid-wicket back as well as a deep square leg for Anderson. Bunted down the ground again to long off for 1. End of the over.
So the current score has moved along to 1 for 59.
A more lucrative over after a couple of very tight ones. I'd be surprised, given the success of the 2 preceding overs to that one off spin, that we may see some more. Or perhaps saving those gents for a little later in the innings.
Yes. Hall is changing his bowls around very rapidly and regularly here. I don't think, is it a bowled 2 overs in a row?
Maybe Gibbs at this end might have had a couple.
His first 2, I think.
Perhaps, and that
that's
might have
right.
been it in
Other
terms of
than that,
consecutive.
he has just rotated.
Yeah, I rate it with short boundaries.
I think in T20 it's a good tactic.
Yeah, especially with short boundaries. If you get set and you pick a spot and you just know if a bowler bowls a ball in a spot that you fancy yourself to clear it, whereas if you haven't got that same bowler coming over after over, you can't lean on that.
I just know when you're batting in a T20, you get used to bowlers, and the more you get used to them, the more comfortable you are against them. So now Cleese into the attack. Ooh.
Squirts out the third man, who's just on the ring.
Yeah, it's. I think Anderson went pretty hard at that. Saw it up in his slot, but Must have just moved slightly away from him off the deck there, I reckon.
Cleese is our wicket taker, the sole wicket taker of the innings so far.
Yeah, he looks likely, I reckon. Bustles into the crease. Oh, lovely shot.
Cracking shot.
Lovely shot. 2 full there from Cleese, but Anderson did not miss out on that half volley outside off stump.
Gave it plenty. That rattled into the picket fence.
Through a thick outfield that didn't look like stopping.
Score moves along to 1 for 63 at the moment. The Rockets.
Oh, Cleese in again and a full bunger.
Opportunity at the bowler's end. He dives and dives well. Yeah, wrapped him on almost a thigh pad. That was a high full toss.
It was a beamer almost. That
Yeah.
one.
Surprised him.
Yeah, it did actually, Link. Anderson not expecting that at all. He looked very uncomfortable with that. Hurried him along a bit, and Cooper a good call through for the 1. Bit leg side. Cooper works for 1 to just in front of square.
Cooper's consistently looking for the second, but Anderson's very content to tuck the bat under the arm as soon as he makes his ground.
Cooper being the anchor here, he's doing it well actually, and I think Anderson will look to go hard.
Oh, he wants that straight as a
great
die.
shot.
It's going to pull
Field
up
it.
short, and you got deep men there. 1 bounce pulled in.
That is the longer boundary straight here at Mills, both ends.
Is that longer than the one to hit us?
Oh, probably both around a similar. What I meant is they're longer than the 2 square boundaries. Yeah. So Blake hit that pretty well, but it fell well short of the boundary. They only got 1.
Only got 1.
Straight over the bowler's
It's a
head.
better shot for 1.
Ooh.
Always disappointing to cream 1 and get a single, but that's limited overs cricket for you with the field spread.
A 1 to long on for Cooper to finish the over. 1 for 67 after 10.
Halfway mark, pass score, gentlemen.
1 for 68, I should say.
Maybe 135, 140.
Only 1 down. I think if Anderson gets going, 140 is well within reach. Who have they got to come here? Johnny Cleary can get going for sure. Hits a big ball. Yeah, look, their 140 is well within reach at 1 for 68 after 10 for sure.
Yeah, if someone gets going with these boundaries, I think 150 could be in danger.
The Umbrellas posted 150 odd and lost to the Aztecs. So, although they don't have their best batsman
nice
in today,
shot.
apparently.
Gibbs is back around the wicket from
This
the
has to be-
commentary end.
That to be Gibbs's last over.
Yeah.
Yes, they're bowling him out, and he has bowled well.
Yeah, after probably a poor start, his first over, and his last 2 have been nice. It was a single to Cooper. It was actually well hit. Mate gave himself room outside the off stump and slashed it to the offside for 1. There's a sweeper out there on the cover boundary.
Anderson's having a big look.
He likes to look at that short boundary, I reckon. That is his zone. Likes clearing the front leg, getting down on one knee.
Oh, he's walked across his stumps and found the long or deep mid-wicket.
Oh, hello.
Fielder who's found
Oh,
the stumps,
bad
and
luck.
that's an overthrow off a deflection of hitting the stumps.
Yeah, that's unlucky there. It was a lovely throw, cleaned up the stumps in from the boundary, but the deflection gave
And puts Anderson back on strike.
gave Anderson 2 there when he should have only had 1. It's actually a nice shot. As you say, Link, he moved across the offside and whipped it to the wide long-on boundary. It's well protected out there. Oh, air. Oh, look here.
Yeah. Look, the confidence and guile to have a bloke walk across his stumps and try to clear the ball before to throw it right up there is wonderful, and it worked. Top ball.
Yeah, beautiful delivery from Gibbs. Hit the popping crease. Lovely Yorker outside the off stump.
Anderson showing some clear intent.
This is in trouble.
That's hit the rope on the full.
Yep, that's it did hit the rope on the full.
Yeah.
6 runs to Anderson, and he's dissected the field there. I mean, there's 3 blokes protecting what really is a stretch of about 50 metres of boundary.
They're all almost a deep. You could call all of them a deep mid wicket, nearly, except for the long on.
Yeah, there's a and he's put straight between 2 of them for 6.
And that is one of the longer corners of the boundary, and he's hit the rope square on top of it. Oh, it's probably pitched outside leg.
Oh, he's given him big wicket.
We are right in line here, and I called it as I saw it straight away for you, honestly.
Yeah,
I think he's unlucky, but that's given.
I think there were 2 noises too, weren't there? Here's the replay.
Let's have a look.
For those watching on TV, it might have pitched in line, Link.
Yeah, okay. I'm happy to stand corrected on that. That was my immediate reaction, just given he's coming around the wicket.
Yeah.
But he is spinning it back in.
Has to straighten a long way to hit the stumps from that angle.
Yeah, tough to get an LB, but he's done it.
I've got the score at 2 for 75. The scoreboard's got it at 67, and Power TV's got it at 77.
Do we just draw the average in the middle?
Let me clarify that for you.
I'm back in my 75.
77 is the correct score,
Is it?
according to My Cricket, which is live scored by the scorers.
Okay.
Which I think
Good on you, Barry.
So that's a big blow to the Rockets, losing Anderson there, and he is well unhappy with that. But Gibbs strikes, and it's in the scorebook as LBW. Anderson departs for 18 off 16 balls. Cooper not out 24 off 32. 2 for 77.
Code violation, throwing the bat.
In the 11th, was there?
Yes.
Very unhappy.
Yeah, wasn't real. Oh, he's still not happy.
Still throwing gear.
I got to say, in cricket, I mean the periphery of cricket, up there are some of my favourite things in cricket is a good toys out the pram back in the sheds. Some batsmen are almost guaranteed.
Famous Matt Hayden putting a bat through a dressing room glass door.
Yes.
I think Anderson agreed with me that pitched outside leg, judging by that reaction.
I think he agreed with all of us. Although, I think it's actually on reflection on the replay, it's a bit closer than what we first thought live.
I don't
Yeah,
know.
but no batsman thinks they're out.
No, my only doubt with that one now is there were 2 noises. He might have got some bat on that one. Anyway, that brings Cleary to the crease, and he's off the mark straight away, 1 through mid-wicket.
And that's it for Gibbs. He's bowled himself out
Yeah, I can just
early in the innings. And yeah, a couple of boundaries going. You had a 6 in that one, but also a wicket.
2 for 78.
Yeah, you don't mind your spinners going for a boundary every now and then, as long as they come up with the W.
So they pull back the run rate a little bit. Which should be pleasing the water boy.
Yeah, did we see what Phil Curry was doing then? What was he?
He's running the water at the
Yeah,
moment.
well, that's worked twice.
Yeah, absolutely.
Keep running the water, mate. That's worked twice.
Yep.
keep pacing the boundary, Phil.
Oh, leave in T20.
You like to see it.
Oh, love to see it.
It wasn't a classic leave, though. It was just very stock standard, no nonsense, no fuss leave, that one. Steve Smith would not be proud.
He got a duck the other day.
I saw that.
England couldn't get him out, and Queensland get him for a duck.
Wouldn't you hate to see that as the English bowlers? They've toiled for 2 months to get the bloke out. I think maybe Smithy had just enjoyed the post-Ashes circuit too much.
It was a loose shot early in his innings. I don't think you'll see much of that during the upcoming Australian summer when he's
Oh, get it all out the way now. All
donning the baggy green.
low scores. Warner got 100.
Yeah, I'm tipping a big summer for Warner. Just don't pick him in England. Bring him back here. Let him be a flat track bully and just let him score a mountain of runs on Aussie pitches. That's him, and we'll be happy to see it. Particularly if Stuart Broad's playing. Just hide him back in our country. Oh, well kept.
Ooh.
Under edge.
This is
dribbled through to the keeper, and he picked it up nicely.
a good uni cricket bush chook here into the attack for the Brollies. Adrian Delaney, right arm, medium fast.
Up the chooks.
Johnny Cleary on strike for the Rockets, the hip pocket Rockets. Oh, another leave.
I'm not sure that's the way to go in T20 cricket.
This is well, it was good bowling. I mean, that's a lovely line and length.
There's a bit of movement there too.
You reckon he's taking it away there off the deck?
Yeah, a little, I reckon.
See ya. Oh, shit. See you in the break. See in 3 weeks, I think it is, for the wedding. Is that right? 3 weeks. Okay.
Quick single there. Oh, and
Could have been in trouble then too.
big chance of a run out, but they failed to hit the woodwork there with the throw. Cleary pinches one.
We saw that a lot over at Highfields. The stumps were broken. No, not outs, of course, but when the opportunities came, they missed. .79 now, 2 wickets down.
Oh, nice shot from Cooper, straight to Point, who's back on the ring. Pretty easy single, really. Good running.
So that's the end of the over. 2 for 80.
That's 12 gone or 13, Barry? 13's about to start, I think. 13 done. 12 done. Daly Martin back into the attack from the Margaret Street end for the Brollies. Cooper on strike. What's his chances of carrying the bat here, Jeff?
Well, very good. He doesn't look as though he's in any trouble whatsoever. And he's batted very well, very sensibly for the first 12 or so overs.
He's doing his anchor job perfectly. He's turned the strike over very regularly. And now it's for Cleary to take over the hitting role. Oh, trouble there.
Oh,
Oh,
no.
wow,
He's out.
that was a...
I thought they missed.
the throw missed, but the Daly Martin did very well to get back to the stumps, and he helped it on its way and ran Cooper out there. I mean, that was a drastic single. Here's the replay. Cooper just bunts it to pretty much just next to the umpire at the bowler's end. Someone scoots around very nicely, dives, flicks it to Daly at the bowler's stumps, and Cooper well short of his ground. So run out quite easily in the end, just as we were, might have been a commentator's curse there.
Yeah. Phil's still doing laps. He'll run a marathon now.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to stop, Phil. If the Rockets keep losing wickets while he keeps pacing the boundary, he's out there in the team huddle, making sure they're refreshed.
Sorry to disappear, chaps. I just seen an old mate from school, as it were. A former TGS First 11 captain. He was my captain, actually, in 2007,
Okay.
Finlay Creedon. He'd be up on a board somewhere here in school. Decent cricketer as well, as one might assume.
He missed a run out.
Yeah, that was a bit of drama.
Yep.
It was.
Don't know what Phil's got in the water for him, but it's working.
I think Cooper must have thought that went further than what it did, because they took off and it really didn't get much past the popping crease at the bowler's end. Lovely outlook there, Barry, from your camera at long off.
Some wickets falling over in the other game, and in the meantime,
I think it was a big 6, and I think it brought
another
up to
6.
50.
Another
Another
6.
6 here.
Yep.
Oh, geez. He did pull a bit of Bill Laurie. It's all happening here at Grammar.
Raining 6s on both grounds. That was Cleary over.
We've got a good spot. We're protected by the nets for the other field, which is good.
Was that Cleary over cover 6? Must have been. Beautiful shot.
Nice change of pace. And, well, forced him into a leave, really. Nice comeback ball.
I thought he was pulling out because we moved.
Yeah, we are at the moment pretty much directly behind the bowler's arm and have been told to be very still. So I'll try not to celebrate after each leave too much.
That's all right after the leave. That's fine.
Daly in again here. A nice late cut there from Cleary to deep third man.
Thought about a second, but nice fielding.
Good fielding there from Delaney on the boundary. Just the single.
Score moves along 3 for 87 at the moment, the dreaded 87. It worked in Highfields. It was a wicket, wasn't it?
It was.
Yeah.
Twas.
It was a long day at Highfields. We called 2 games then.
Would have been a late finish for you, Jeff.
Yeah, it was. It was. It was the next day, I think I got home.
Yeah, right. That is commitment to the cause.
Oh, yeah. Well,
When you do what you love, though, it's not work,
that's
is
right.
it?
I don't like cricket. I love it.
Regular stand-up.
Oh, well.
Much reggae on Power FM?
Little Bob Marley from here and there. And
Delicious. And
good catch.
oh, wonderful
Oh, he's put
catch.
it down.
He dropped it.
Ooh.
Oh, no.
Jeez, it looks spectacular
It
from
did.
here.
Would have loved to have seen that on the replay had he have held it.
It was a dive away from us, which is why we missed it and called it as a catch. But
what
obviously, big dive and elbows down on the ground. And despite the lush covering, he's bobbled it out.
Yeah, so Daly straying onto the legs full, flick in the air to just in front of square,
No, we didn't
and
see it.
wonderful diving effort, but unsuccessful. Oh,
Leg side again, tucked around. No one back at fine leg, and that is 4 bickies.
well helped on its way there, Cleary. He's batting well here. He's lifted the run rate considerably. Ordinary finish, Daly won't be happy with that. I know he holds very high standards, or holds himself to high standards, and yeah, that was a poor delivery to finish that over.
So the score moves along 3 for 92. 13th over.
Yeah, I still think they've lost a couple of wickets now, the Rockets, but they'd be still happy where they are. I mean, 92 after 13 or 14 down. 140 is still within reach for sure.
Yeah, they'd be disappointed to have dropped that catch, though.
Yeah, that would have helped. Any wicket helps dry up the runs. That's the first one they've put down, and it was a tough chance.
I thought he had it. Didn't realise that it sort of popped out.
Liam Brown, I think, grasped that one.
Full toss outside off, outside of the bat. Third man's back, just a single.
Who's joined Cleary at the crease there, Link? You got a number?
He's got a
14 or 4.
4 is Healy.
Samuel Healy's joined Cleary at the crease. 2 lefties, 2 Molly Dukers. Cleese to continue from the Herry Street end. Oh, plenty of height. Bit too much leverage.
Right, so a whole lot to unpack there. He 9-ironed that out to mid-wicket, which was a tough one, and swirled and dropped and nearly pushed over the boundary for 4, but saved by his other leg side sweeper with a really nice little save. So it could have been a whole lot worse, but still the drop catch.
And just the
batsman
one?
crossed.
Was it 1?
2 in the end.
And that gives you an idea of how long the ball was in the air. They managed to come back for a second.
Certainly got his... well bowled.
Yeah, wide outside off. Got under the bat. That's a dot ball.
And got away with it. That's perfect ball in the BBL these days.
Yeah, if you can pull it off.
Yorker wide from off stump. difficult one to execute, but Cleese did so there.
Yeah, with your third man back, you got protection. I'd like to see more of it from the Paceys. Oh, edge would have been tough for a first slip anyway. Third man's got his work cut out for him and won't
And
get
that
there.
is 4 runs. Cleary goes hard, gets the top edge, 4 runs to third man. He's a bit wide there. The third man that's on the fence. That went pretty fine. Probably would have gone over second slip's head, I would have thought.
Yeah, no chance for the keeper. And it actually went high. He went at that really hard and it was a big, thick edge, but went fine.
And Cleese has got plenty of pace, so that race to the fence.
That would have been a tough one for first or second slip, even if they were there.
Full toss, outside off stump. Cleary bunts to...
He's hurt his hand too.
Long on, I should say, mid on.
Yeah,
For one.
Cleese
That
got a
brings
hand
up
to
the
that.
100.
He's ringing it.
3 for 100.
100 up for the Rockets in the 14th.
He's still ringing his hand.
Yeah, Cleary must have got more than that we thought, because
I thought he got a thumb.
Cleese hung his hand out, and it's hopefully it's on his bowling hand. 2 drop catches now, the Brollies. They always hurt the fielding side.
Oh, that's out.
Gone.
Regulation, little schnicker straight
Heard the
through to the
snick from
keeper.
here. That was
Yeah.
good.
We got a really good look at that one. Here's the replay for those watching the coverage.
On Power TV.
Just reward for some nice bowling.
Yeah,
He's been
Cleese is-
consistently good lines out here. And
I
that's the
reckon
second time he's found the edge.
I reckon he's been a pick of them, Link.
Yeah, he got him.
Healy feeling his way outside off stump, didn't get to the pitch of it, and just feathered it through to Hall behind the stumps, the captain of the Brollies. Called Hall, bowled Cleese, and that's the Brollies get their 4th wicket.
4 for 100. And what are we in? The 14th over?
We
So
are-
how are our predictions going?
Oh, I still think 150 is possible.
Yeah.
And that's what I'd be aiming for as a batting side. I mean,
Yeah.
what's the lineup they've got left? Have they got some firepower?
Yeah,
in the lineup
I'm
here?
not sure. No noted hitters that I can see there, although I think Dan Brown can give it a bit of a whack. Maybe, I mean, Cleary's still out there, and he's looks like he's getting plenty of it. Lucky to still be out there. I think he might have been dropped twice.
Sometimes or some days it's your day, isn't it? If you drop a couple of times,
I think
it
that
happens.
might have been Dan Brown joined Cleary at the crease.
Last ball of the over, so he'll take non-strikers.
Yeah, so Carroll to continue here for the Brollies. We should have asked Phil why the umbrellas, the George Banks umbrellas.
George Banks, yeah.
Of course.
The whole Mary Poppins thing.
Very stately.
I tell you what, though, it's brave playing. Lucky this is early in the cricket season, playing in black.
Yeah, a bit too much like the Kiwis for my liking.
Well, I would have thought he would have gone red and green. I asked him about that. Mind you, a dash of orange on that black would have looked good.
Oh,
Will it be enough?
oh, just.
Had a fielder right in position. The long on's there and he's cleared him.
So-
One of the longer parts of the boundary. And, yeah, got that by a couple of metres. And that's all you got to do. 6 in the book.
Tully Wilson, a good effort there on the long on boundary. If he had been another few inches taller, I reckon he was a show there, but it just cleared his fingertips for a 6 over long on for Johnny Cleary.
Should have kicked the rope back.
Anyway, oh, good shot there on the replay,
He's gone again.
and that one's bigger.
Yeah, that
That
one
is sailing.
that
That is
one's
bang
cleared the
bang.
fence.
Cleary goes over long on again for another big 6.
Yeah, Carroll's gone expensive here.
Carroll,
For the last 2 balls.
Carroll serving up what Cleary likes, I reckon. You can say-
112.
You can say Cleary is dining out here.
I wonder if we're in danger, are we?
Yeah, slot balls for
Oh,
lunch.
I don't reckon he got either of those, all of them. I reckon if he gets one fully, this tent is in danger.
Yeah, gone around the wicket and bowling a little bit wider. Good
Oh,
call.
out there.
Great fielding off his own bowling. Charged
Yeah.
in for that. And, yeah, if he'd hit, he would have had a run out.
I reckon Brown was a diamond duck there if direct hit from Carroll.
Oh, you'd hate to see that.
You know, the score moves along, 113.
Yep.
Could there be a worse thing in cricket than being man-catted for a diamond?
No.
That's,
Or,
is that as bad as it gets?
Or run out
Or run
off the
out.
bowler's fingers.
Yeah.
I'd rather that than a man-cad, to be honest.
I'd rather not.
Just not play cricket.
No,
Then deal
no.
with that, than the possibility of these things happening.
So we've still got the field well spread for Dan Brown facing his first pill. I would have brought a few in if I was Hall and see if he can get off the mark, see if he can get a few dots up. But they've got deep cover, deep mid-wicket, deep square, deep backward square leg and long off and long on. Oh, straight to him, bowled.
He doesn't need any of the fielders with a ball like that. Just
Maybe
direct
now he
through
needs
the
to go
gap.
for the diamond duck. Not that embarrassing shot.
He missed the diamond duck, but he got a golden.
Oh, Dan Brown, I don't know about the Angels, but there's some demons in this deck for him.
Have a look at the replay.
It was a good ball to bowl to a new batsman. Bit of tail in, I reckon.
Yeah, the spread field was just, that was just to put him off.
Yeah, that was the ploy, wasn't it?
Yeah.
That was the 1-2. That was the bluff. Anyway, yes, Carroll has gone for a few today, but he'll enjoy that one.
So it's 5 for 114 at the moment.
Broly's fighting back.
Yeah, spirited effort here. They've brought this back in to contention.
Geez, they had taken one or two of those catches and got rid of Cleary. I reckon the Rockets would have struggled to get to 140.
Ben Anderson to the crease. Number one there. And some white skins.
Another Anderson, another B Anderson.
Mr. Anderson.
There's the Borders, Grammar Borders. They're going for an outing there. The other end of the field.
Heading down the hill, maybe down to Grand Central.
I don't have as fond memories of boarding here in Year 8 as I do playing cricket. I mean, there's some good times, made some good mates boarding in Year 8, but French cut to start for
Yeah, gone fine.
for Ben Anderson. 4 off 1. That's what it is in the scorebook anyway.
Oh, unlucky there. He's bowling well.
Yeah,
This
he's
Carroll.
got his back up, his tail up here.
Especially after getting parked up here for 2 big sixes. He's come back and bowled very well.
I think that's fired him up a bit.
5 for 117 at the moment.
If getting sent back over your head twice in a row doesn't fire up, what will?
Particularly if you're bowling off the long run. All right, what's he got here? Dot ball,
Playing a miss outside off.
dot to finish.
And a very eventful over.
2 sixes, a wicket, and a French cut boundary.
And a dot ball in among all that.
All we needed was a leave.
Or a man cat.
I suppose political correctness now, it should be a person cat. Is that right?
Here he is. He's here all afternoon, everybody.
I enjoyed that, Jeff.
Thanks to Murdoch Lawyers, major sponsor of the Darling Downs Big Bash League, and Infinite Aged Care and JLC Real Estate, proud sponsors of Power FM.
Yep, this particular broadcast.
Looks like a new bowler.
Cleary's the key here for the tail end of this innings for the Rockets, I believe. He has been playing well, and if he can bat out the last 5, they'll post something nice. Oh, good ball, but squeezed out.
Delaney to continue in his second.
Just one.
One to long on for Cleary. Yeah, you called it, Lincoln. If the Broly's can get Cleary soon, that'll go a long way towards restricting the Rockets to a gettable score.
I think he'll be happy to pump those singles around and just test the field out as long as he can stick around. Yeah, he needs to anchor for the next couple of overs and then go nuts for the last 3.
I don't think that's Cleary's style from playing with him. Oh, nice shot there
Fine legs out.
to find leg for one there by Ben Anderson.
He wants everything all the time.
Yeah. Cleary really knows one way.
He wants to park everyone onto Mary Street.
He's a big lad and he's got a big swing.
Well, he is a left-hander, actually, so coming from this end, that short boundary is his.
I reckon he might be eyeing off that Harvey Norman signs. That's where it's headed, but stopped in the ring there by mid-wicket for one. Delaney here has to contend with the left-hand, right-hand partnership to adjust his line each ball because they've got one off each pill this over so far. Yeah, and just a bit leg side again.
It's going to put him under pressure
be a
here.
couple.
Yeah. Well run.
Yep, easy two really. Good running. Run the first one hard, as the coaches say. And that the Rockets shed liked that a lot.
Good team play.
Pumped up the boys.
I mean, cricket is the most individual of team sports, but running between the wickets is very much a team game between you and your partner.
Nice ball. Nice line, nice length there from Delaney.
There are a few instances in cricket where you are in the same moment playing off each other, which is why running between the wickets is something that has to be coached. Certainly not something that people are naturally good at.
Yeah, and you have to have a good understanding with the other person, the other end.
It helps
the
to know
other
your
batsman.
opposition too. If you know who's got a cannon arm on the outfield, you know who you can and can't take on. That can make a big difference.
Was that a pun too? Can and can't.
Well hit there. Moving right along. Dot ball to finish the over, straight to point. Gibbs at point there.
I'm very used to prime time and what we can and can't say at 6 p.m. at night. But are we on a similar rating here?
Do what you like.
So that is the end of the 16th over. The Rockets, 5 for 122. Cleary not out 35 off 18 balls, going at a strike rate of 194. And Ben Anderson not out 7 off 6 balls. So good little partnership these guys have started here.
Here's danger man for wickets. Carroll picked one up last over, and he leaked some runs, but he's looked likely. Round the wicket.
Cleary facing, liked him last over.
Oh, real tough chance. Yeah, picked up by long off.
Geez, he banged that straight back past the bowler.
It was almost a falcon then from the fieldsman when he was backing up.
Plenty of meat behind that one.
Just a single.
Yeah, but just a single in the end to Cleary.
Yeah, Carroll would have been lucky to see that, let alone catch it. That was well hit.
Got some good racket head speed, big Johnny Cleary. I reckon he'd hit a mean golf drive. Backing Carroll here. Oh,
Swung that back in nicely.
Yeah.
Tailed in late.
I mean, the ball's been on the road a fair bit.
So is
and
that
we're
reverse
not-
swing?
Yeah, minimum amount of overs to probably see it after 16, 17 overs. But if one side of the ball has been looked after and the other side has hit Mary Street 8 times, then quite possibly, yeah.
I just think he's got good wrist position, Link. He's got a nice action.
Just genuine swing, you're calling it?
Yeah. He's got a nice little action here, Nate Carroll. He's giving that the tail in. That one straight, as I say that. But had the previous delivery been straight, I reckon it would have had Ben Anderson's stumps going sideways. Anyway, another dot though, that last ball. So he's had 2 dots in a row here. Enjoys bowling to the right-hander more than the left, I think.
5 for 123, the current score in the 17th over. So the 150 is looking a
Dicey.
distance. Yeah.
Another one straight.
Yeah,
no swing.
another good ball.
But yeah, good length. Dug it out straight out to cover.
Yep, just a single to Anderson. Brings Cleary on strike though, and Carroll has not enjoyed bowling to him thus far.
I mean, if he's trying to move it, which I suggest he should, even from around the wicket to the left-hander, his offside does have protection. Sweeper at a straightish cover, and third man's very square. But he's bowled it straight, and it's been spooned
Wow, that's just
short of that third
That's
man.
skewed out behind point, that one. Cleary's looking to put that to mid-wicket, I think.
Yeah, that's actually almost like a backward point. He's such a square.
There might have been a bit of swing on that one too to get it out there.
Yeah,
Swung away from him. There's Phil Curry still pacing the boundary.
it's worked a few times. It's like Space Jam, Michael Jordan with the magic water.
All right, what's Anderson got here? Oh, full
Full
toss. And off the splice to mid-on for one. No ball. End of the over.
Yeah, tidy one too from Carroll.
Yeah, pretty good. Bowled to his field.
So 5 for 126 at the end of the 17th. 3 to go.
Yes, and Cleary 37 off 20. Ben Anderson 9 off 10. 3 overs to go. Carroll. I've got Carroll here as bowling 5 overs.
Well,
Recount.
That's got to be a mistake.
Yeah.
perhaps so.
I think
Otherwise,
that's only 4 overs, and he's got some. Yeah, I'm not going to rely on that. He's got 2 for 49, but we'll just. I don't know how accurate that is.
I'm sure the Rockets will have something to say about that if he has in fact bowled his fifth.
No, they probably wanted to bowl another one.
I think Cleary would. Delaney, can you
Was a man out there.
chance here?
Yeah.
Out.
Well taken. Very
Yep.
comfortable there at long off.
Yeah, he looked very at ease under that one. I think that might have been Cleese at long off, and Ben Anderson holes out off the bowling of Delaney. That would be him out for 9. 6 for 126.
Yeah, it's been good bowling. It's time for the batsmen to go. They do have some wickets in the shed. They're dwindling slowly. But the long boundaries are the longer ones. And if you can keep it up full, even your half volleys are a wicket ball, as we've just seen, if they don't quite get it.
Yeah, Ben Anderson looked like he sort of cleared away to the leg side there, and that ball, he made that look a bit wider outside off stump than what it actually was. I think had he held his ground and played a lofted shot over long off, he had a better chance of clearing the boundary. Lost some of his power as his body moved away from the ball.
The key still Cleary, though.
Yeah, he's still there. Ben Brochery to join Cleary at the crease.
6 for 126.
Brochery.
Is French?
Yes, oui. Brochery.
If a boulangerie is that's a bakery, what's a brocherie?
You should Google it.
Probably someone who makes brooches.
Could be.
Shall we broach the subject?
Oh, dear. It's getting worse. I'm still trying to come to terms with a Frenchman playing cricket. Well, French cricket, I suppose.
Yeah, well, we might see a few scoops from Ben Brochery.
French cuts.
Yep.
I prefer the term Chinese drive.
Speaking of PC,
Cleary heaves that one to the leg side, but there's a man at the deep square boundary.
yeah,
Just the single.
he wants that $200 from Harvey Norman. Those signs
Well,
are
from
up there. in
batting
the
from
sights.
this end as a lefty. Another lefty here for the Rockets.
Who was Molly Duga? Obviously a left-hander.
I don't think it's a name.
Oh, okay.
And what's been your top requests this week on Power FM, Jeff?
Paul Kelly?
Yeah, Paul Kelly all the
Chance
time.
of 2 here.
2 if they want it. Yeah,
Easy 2.
Split the fielders out there.
Full toss from Delaney outside the off stump, and the Frenchman pushes it through the covers for 2.
Do we need to call the ambulance? Right.
Just gives an air compressor. Gets an air back into H laughing at his own joke.
Oh, nice shot from the Frenchman. That's a fantastic shot.
4 bickies.
Lofted drive. That's only his second pill. And just, lofts it over the extra cover for a boundary.
Magnifique.
So what's 4 in French?
Quatre.
Is it?
Oui.
Okay. I know where that is. That's up there.
What's Delaney going to do here?
We're at number 2.
Ooh, good comeback from Delaney. Bit of extra effort behind that one. Good length outside the off stump. Big swing and a miss from the Frenchman and through to the keeper for a dot. Much better length. I think the Frenchman likes it pitched up. Yep. Ooh, just wide of the man.
Back to the
well
same
fielded.
spot where he got that boundary
Oh,
before.
look out. We've had a slip in from the fielder there at mid-off. Covered some territory to get there and only keep it to one. Lost his footing. Wanted some new spikes, I think. End of the Delaney over.
So it's 6 for 134 at the moment. The Frenchman's how many? 2 or 3?
He got a boundary and 2, he'd be 7.
7?
Mm.
What's
Nice
that in
start.
French?
Set.
It's 7 in German. I did German.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. Acht.
Achtung, Herr Kommandant.
Nana in Japanese.
International flavours. Oh, word.
Brocherie, 7 off 4 balls. Cleary not seeing much of the strike, 38 off 21. And there are 2 overs to go. Let's see if the bowling figures have been fixed up here in my cricket. No.
Still bowled 5.
Still bowled 5. There might be an inquest into that.
Mm. Particularly if the Brill is win.
If I may quote Jeff Tuvey, there needs to be an investigation.
Daly Martin to continue from the Margaret Street end.
Yeah, your voice needs to be a bit
Or
hoarse.
is it Cleese?
A bit more hoarse.
No, it is Daly. Oh, well bowled. Squirted to cover by the Frenchman for 1.
We covered best memories here at Mills, H. What about your worst?
Ooh.
That's cricket for you.
Worst.
The worst stick in your mind.
I think, actually, I was in a very similar spot to where Blake Anderson got it today, facing a spinner from the same end, and I was feeling pretty good that day. I think we were against Brisbane State High, and I was given out LBW, and it hit me in the thigh pad, and I was standing up. For those who don't know me, I'm 6'2", and it was travelling about a foot over the top of the stumps.
You've been 6'2" since you were about 14, so even at school, that was probably not out.
Oh, slow ball.
Nice
well
slow
bowled.
ball and got him, missed the thigh pad, up in the belly, I think.
Yeah, no, well bowled from Daly there. Completely deceived Johnny Cleary. He threw the shot about 2 seconds before they hit him.
That's the problem with showing you a tent, that you just want to park everyone on the hill, is that the slower one's going to come at you and it'll get you like that just did.
That was very clever. They still scurried through for a leg by single. Yeah, there's nothing worse than being gunned when you're not out. Lincoln?
You never are, though, really.
Ooh, nice shot from the Frenchman. Picked the gap there between the fielders on the boundary, and Cleary will come back easily for 2. He's looked good here, the Molly Duca from the red, white and blue.
I mean, unlike most Frenchmen, he's not surrendering easily. Apologies to our French listeners out there. It's just...
But let's face it, he does make fantastic champagne and really good red.
It's just a petit blague. It's a joke.
That's a trouble.
And
That's out.
And that's out. We've put the mocker on him.
That's a little catch and an easy one.
He has. He's just chipped that straight to in front of point to the fielder.
And as they do in film noir, that is his innings fin.
Catastrophe.
7 for 138. Yes,
but a
folks,
nice innings.
we'll be on
all
tour
jokes
next year.
aside.
If they don't play cricket in France, they will soon.
Well, they have to now. They've got their captain out there just leaving the field. Probably go and interview him and say, "G'day, how are you?"
Brocherie out for 10 off 6 balls. Lovely little cameo at the end of the innings. Just what the Rockets needed, and they've made their way on to 138.
Yep, 7 down.
So 150. He's on the cards, Lincoln.
Yeah,
Very much so.
I'll stick by that as
19th
a
over.
par. You get a good over here. If they
They've
can-
still got 9 balls to go.
Yeah, you want to back yourself to get a
Cleary's
couple
still
boundaries
out
in
there.
the last 9 balls of an innings.
Because on the other side of the coin, they could take the 3 wickets.
Cleary
as well.
on strike. Yeah, there's some chance of that too, Jeff, that being bowled out in the next 9 balls.
I'll stick with whatever Cleary's out there. He's a chance of clearing the rope.
Well, he's quieting down a bit, even though he hasn't been on strike as much as he was.
The bowling's been good.
It's hard to see who's on the boundary, who's off the field, 12th man here for the
Yeah, I know.
for the Brollies. I think they've got 2 men within about 10 metres of each other at the long on boundary.
And there's a camera operator with the same colour shirt.
Whoa!
that's
He's
big enough.
launched it.
Okay, the 150 is going to happen.
Yeah, Cleary goes to his hitting zone, straight to wide cow there,
Yeah.
and cleared the fence easily.
Yep, 144 now, 7 down. And yes, that 150, I think we'll see that.
So Cleary with the ball last game, 6 wickets for about 13 or 14.
It was not very much, that's for sure.
Or 4 overs, and today he is 45 off. No, make that 46.
Oh, chance here at bowler and a bad throw.
Would have been run out with a direct hit, but Cleary gets another 2 to his tally.
Cleary tucked that into cover, and what really could have been an easy 2 was lagging on the return run, and yeah, a better throw would have had a wicket there.
So he's a 46 off 24 balls.
Those are wickets you really got to take in the dying stages of the innings too. They'll be disappointed with that.
I think they're ruining those 2 drop chances off Cleary now. That they've cost the Brollies big time.
146 now, 7 down.
Ben Woolacott at the crease.
Ex-Grammar boy, he'll be right at home here.
I'm sure he's had a good look at this pitch and these boundaries before.
He was the year above me at Grammar, and I believe he played first in year 12. Little left arm orthodox from memory, Benny Woolacott.
I'm sure we'll see a little bit of that operating.
Let's get a little. Let's get an update from the other game. The Lions 5 for 130 after 19 overs. Darren Kosh 70 off 52 balls.
Wow.
Innings. The final over here, back on Mills.
Ooh.
Tried to get cute with that.
Woolacott
Missed it right outside.
Had the right idea with third man up inside the circle. Difficult shot to get right first ball, though. Woolacott, what's that heritage?
Australian.
Anyway, it's
I don't know, British.
Delaney to bowl the final over for the Brollies here.
It's a baby sheep's bed, isn't it?
No, he did well there, Woolacott. That's what he wanted to do. Bat on ball, just dropped it into the offside and got Cleary on strike. Now, so the Lightning will have a chase on their hands over there. 100, maybe 140. Smaller oval Barber than Mills, though. All right. Jeez, they've got 4 men out on the leg side boundary. Cleary has tried to hit that into next week. And clean mister.
Yeah, not far from the stumps there. There was a nice ball. Good line.
Dot ball is a golden in the last over of a T20.
Well, there's three balls gone already in this over, and that 150 mark is still 3 runs away. Gee. Well, that was well run.
Yep, good call from Woolacott. Another swing and a miss from Cleary, but a leg by to the Rockets.
7 for 148 now. 2 balls to go, is it, or 1 ball?
I reckon there's 2.
Yeah, it would be, since I said it was 3 last time.
What happens when a cricket ball lands on a car window? The car window comes second.
Kent Reamer's chief DDBL organiser just giving me a white ball. When it lands on a car window, it shears off part of the leather.
Is that right? How's the car?
A decent chunk. Yeah, that was my next
And
question.
the car would be in worse shape, wouldn't it, Kent? Oh dear.
Yeah, it's a.
Yeah, that's a sizable gouge out of the front windscreen.
Oh, well, we talked about it. They were in danger down there on Mary Street.
Probably shouldn't broadcast it too much.
No, it's okay, Kent, because I know the law on this one.
Gone high and straight. Two men back.
Straight, big effort. Oh, great catch.
Yeah, well taken.
Covered lots of ground there. I think that's Cleese on the long on boundary. And that might be...
That's the end of the over, isn't it?
That's the end of
that
the
was the last ball.
innings.
Yeah.
Yeah, got a 149. Had they have got that run,
That was that Cleary out in the last ball?
Yes.
He tried to smack it for 6, as you would expect, and it only managed to get it about halfway to the boundary over the bowler's head, and well taken there by Cleese.
good even contest between bat and ball that entire innings. Couple of drop catches, at least one missed run out. Batsman took advantage of what was there, but for the most part, quite tidy bowling. Didn't drop short very much at all, which you cannot afford to do with short square boundaries here. But reasonably disciplined. And I would say 149, bang on par.
Yeah, I think on this smallish ground, I think 150 though, I think you've got to bat well to get that. I think, Gillam 33 off 17 and Johnny Cleary ended up 46 off 27. That's good batting to get them to 150. So I think the Brollies are going to have to bat well to chase that down.
I guess we'll know in about an hour and a half's time.
Yeah, I'll just run through that card, Jeff. So as I said, Chris Gillam 33 off 17. Troy Cooper 25 off 35. Blake Anderson 18 off 18. Johnny Cleary 46 off 27. Sam Healy 2 off 3. Dan Brown Golden Duck. Ben Anderson 9 off 11. Ben Brochari 10 off 7 balls. And Ben Woolacott 1 off 3 balls. The bowling.
Playing indoor netball, cricket, soccer, dodge.
I was done listening to him as well. No, finish it off for us, please. H.
Kieran Gibbs. Thanks, Jeff.
That's right.
1 for 17 off 3 overs. Daly Martin 1 for 33 off 3 overs. Derek Nitschke none for 6 off 2 overs. Nathan Carroll 2 for 49 off a questionable 5 overs.
That's still in the book.
That's still there. Jeffrey Cleese, I thought, bowled well. 2 for 16 off 2 overs. I think and Adrian Delaney's been given 5 overs as well. 2 for 23.
Really?
Yeah, I think
So it's a 25-25 game, is it?
I think Kieran Gibbs is missing an over there, and I think
They've scored.
I think Cleese has been missing an over there. I think Kieran bowled 4 overs and Cleese bowled 3. Anyway, the pick of the bowlers was Cleese, 2 for 16, or what I think is 3 overs.
Took a couple catches too.
Yeah, a couple of nice catches. So, look, I think what cost the Brollies there, those 2 drop catches off Johnny Cleary, I think
Tough
to take.
one to Liam Brown.
First one was a hard one to Liam, but the other one was very takeable.
There was a run out which could have got Cleary as well late in the game, which was a bad miss, I think.
So 150 needed for victory for the Brollies, and their innings will commence very shortly here on Power FM.
Looking for exposure for your business or event? Take your business, community event, training seminar, sports fixture, function, concert or exhibition to the world with Power TV Australia and Power FM's unique live outside simulcasts. We can turn your next local event into a worldwide sensation with stunning live pictures, interviews, graphics and live action replays for a fraction of the usual cost. From a festival or sports fixtures to a corporate or charity event, Power TV Australia and Power FM can take your message live to our local and national viewers and listeners. Invite the world to your party by contacting Barry today on 0431 390 920 or email programming@powertvaustralia.com for a quote.
If you've lost your income or had a change of earning capacity through no fault of your own and are struggling with debt that you can no longer handle, you probably feel a bit like this ant. If the struggle is getting you down and you feel overwhelmed, there is an answer. Central Liaison has helped thousands of people break free of the debt struggle by handling their debt for them. Freeze all interest, stop the harassing calls from the bank and start enjoying life again. Call them today on 0409 344 070 for a confidential, obligation-free chat about how Central Liaison can help you take your life back. The number again, 0409 344 070. Call them now.
Nick Kevin on the radio.
powerfmradio.com.au.
Power TV Australia presents the Celebrity Christmas Telethon, supported by Optus and Harvey Norman Toowoomba, live from Rumours International, November 23 from 4 till 9 p.m, showcasing some great local talent while raising money for the Toowoomba Hospital Foundation. To donate, phone in and chat to one of our celebrities or be part of the audience at Rumours. For more info, email telethon@powertvaustralia.com or call 0431 390 920. The Celebrity Christmas Telethon, November 23rd, live on powertvaustralia.com.
It's because my
Umbrellas has 2 L's.
yes, Barry Umbrellas, 2 L's.
Our point fielder out there, 11 for the Rockets, is our resident Frenchman, Ben Brocherie. He's running with the Steve Larkhams. Got the gloves on.
Yeah, I just noticed that. That's the first time I've ever seen anyone
Play
play
with
cricket with gloves. Is that allowed?
No, don't know about that. I can't see.
I need to get one of the umpires up here and ask them a question about that. Oh, nice shot.
Third man's back. It'll be a single.
Ian might be able to tell me. Ian, there's oh, that's probably he's wearing them. Holy.
That was pre-season.
Is that a burn?
His first game, but he burnt his hands, both hands.
Burn hands
we've-
very
we've got
badly.
explanation straight up.
Straight from the
How did you do that? Haven't spoken with him why.
Rockets coach.
That was a photo he sent us first off and said he burnt his hands and couldn't play, so this is his first game.
Burnt his hand severely, so he's wearing gloves out there to field. I call them the Stephen Larkhams because they're a bit like the fingerless gloves. I think he's got fingers poking through them, but protecting his hands because he suffered quite severe burns. Just saw the photo.
Yeah, Ian Remus, the Rockets manager, just showed us some photos of Ben's hands before the DDBBL season started, and they're terribly burnt.
Yeah, very much third degree, all up and down the palm and onto the wrist.
So I'm not surprised he's wearing gloves at all. So the Frenchman is now the gloved Frenchman.
I have seen, pros mostly wearing those to practice fielding. Of course, if you're copping a lot on the hands, you want to protect them and protect the meatier hands if you're going to take a fast one over and over and over. But yeah, uncommon to see people, fielders, wearing gloves. Obviously very necessary in this case. We won't begrudge him that. And he hasn't missed one in the field, and he certainly didn't hold him back with the bat.
We're here continuing from the Margaret Street end, and economical still. I mean, the Brollies better get a move on here because the Rockets have come out and bowled extremely tightly.
Just disciplined. Again, only 3 on the onside, but the bowlers are doing a job. They're bowling to their field, and the batsmen haven't got an answer just yet.
Good intent there.
That's a good shot.
That is glorious from Carroll.
And that's the best answer I've seen so far.
Matty Hayden walked up the pitch there towards Weir Nathan Carroll. Here's the replay for those watching the coverage on Power TV, and he has played a sublime on drive for 4 runs.
On par with Gillam's on drive that sent it onto the roof of the nets. That's been the best shot of the day.
That was pretty to watch. That was classic cricket all over. This time that one. Ooh, would have been tight with the direct hit.
I think he was just home. Difficult to tell. Is at the far end from us.
There was a happy thumbs up from Tully Wilson there to his batting partner. Yeah, mate, I was fine. I would have liked to have seen the umpire's decision if the bails were disturbed.
Yeah, over pitch. That was a full bunger. Straight to the fielder, firmly struck. Still pinched a single.
Yeah, I think that was a half volley that probably could have been put away in fairness. Playing a miss there from Wilson. Dot ball. Plenty of noise coming from the Lions and Lightning game. Where the score is none for 9 to the Lightning, chasing 6 for 132. Oh, lovely shot from Tully. Oh, misfield at the third man boundary.
He's pinching
Oh,
a
they've got a
second.
second. Well run.
Opportunistic there.
It was a lovely shot and actually deserved more than one, and he did get more than one in the end. 2 to Tully.
No wicket for 11.
3 gone. The Rockets.
Scoreboard attendance gone out to lunch.
It's all right. We've got all the scores here on Power FM. Jeff, proudly brought to us by Infinite Aged Care and JLC Real Estate.
He's good. He's very good.
Just learning from the best, Jeff.
Yeah, well, I'm grateful for Lincoln being here today.
Well,
That's what you meant, wasn't it?
Yeah, you're all welcome. Yeah, happy to be here.
fortuitous that the 2 of the 3 games we've covered, or I've covered, Lincoln's been in town.
No, it's good. It's good to have both of you. Thank you.
We'll have all the highlights Monday night at 6 on Win News.
Big shout out to the crew from Power FM and Power TV. Well, you can't do that.
Well bowled. It's a new bowler. I think that's Dan Brown at the other end. Good start from him, but it was a single to Carroll. None for 12 into the 4th over here.
Yeah, he copped a first ball duck, did Dan Brown with the bat, so he'll be looking to make amends with his game here with the ball.
Particularly to the guy who got him out, Nathan Carroll. Yeah, well run. Good early call there from Carroll. Called Wilson through, who just dropped into the onside off the back foot. Didn't mind the ball, though. Good bowling, good start here from Brown.
Yeah, disciplined. And they're doing what they have to do to get some runs. Good cricket.
So big shout out to the to Murdoch Lawyers, major sponsors of the DDBBL. Oh, and he's picked it up nicely. Carroll. It was too short from Brown, and Carroll swatted it, really, off the back shoe, over mid-on.
Agricultural.
Got the job done, though.
Yeah,
4 to Carroll.
The bowling's been disciplined. That was loose, and he didn't miss out. Both mid-on, mid-off are up, and that sailed over mid-on.
Yeah, they've got to make use of the fielding restrictions a bit more here, the umbrellas, just like that. Only had 2 out of the circle, the Rockets, the first 6 overs. Just like that again, back-to-back boundaries.
Mid-off. Delicious batting.
That's Carroll's 3rd boundary, 2 in succession. He's liking what he's seeing from Brown here, I reckon.
No wicket for 21 now, the score.
It's a bit more like it, chasing
Here we
150.
go. The scoreboard operators come back from lunch.
It's 21.
Updated. Lovely scoreboard, the Russell Gillies scoreboard here at Mills Oval.
Terrific playing field, the whole setup. You were talking about Murdoch Lawyers before. They have a conveyancing department as well, which is called Smart Move Conveyancing. And, yeah, if you're selling or buying, that's what you do the conveyancing for, isn't it?
That's it, mate.
Jeff, that was very well conveyed.
Thank you.
When you're
That was smartly done.
transferring land in Queensland, Jeff,
Yes,
the legal term is you convey the land.
that's it. Smart Move Conveyancing. They're the people who help you. Part of Murdoch Lawyers.
Brown to continue. Punched into the offside by Carroll. Oh, he's copped one from the fielder there.
Yeah, Warner in the back.
An errant throw from Blake Anderson. Easy single in the end, ticking the score over.
No wicket for 22, the score at the moment. Richie Benner will be very pleased. Oh, nice.
Yes, Tally looks very comfortable dabbing it down to third man, doesn't he?
Yeah, good touch. Nice hands.
Watches it right onto the bat, runs it off the face for an easy single down to the third man boundary. The man back there, though, just a single.
Shots like that indicate to me that the pitch is coming through very nicely. You can trust the bounce. We saw a little bit of through the air, but I think you've got to bowl well to get it.
Like they're going back to Weir for a third over from him.
Yeah, got the big man fired up coming in. Get him while he's warm. I don't mind that. It'd be nice to save him for another over later on because he's bowling very well.
We should mention the two team owners here too, Hip Pocket Workwear and George Banks.
Yes, go up and see Phil at George Banks.
For a cold beverage or a nice meal.
Yes, absolutely. Great place to meet after work.
Taking fine drinking and dining to new heights in Toowoomba.
Literally.
That's right.
I like that.
Yeah.
Rooftop bar for those who don't know. Well bowled.
Slowed it down and right on the money.
Weir is
Good bowling.
Weir is putting on a masterclass here. Fast bowling in limited overs cricket.
Very tough to do to take the pace off and still get it up in the block hole. That's good skill.
And with Hip Pocket Rockets, of course, Hip Pocket Workwear. If you need some corporate workwear, or if you're going to field a team in the DDBBL, you could get your outfits from them.
Ooh,
Through
another
for a
quick
single.
single to the covers for Wilson.
Yeah, they've figured out that there's runs here if they strike it nicely, get the gap, and commit to the run.
Little update from the other ground. The Lightning, none for 21. So a bit of a cautious start there.
They're chasing 133, are they?
Yeah, Jack Potter, 11 on 15 balls. Chris Glass, the captain, 9 on 15 balls. Oh, nice shot. Oh,
That
that's
goes
beautifully timed.
all the way.
That is a big maximum.
That is just level with the side screen.
Nathan Carroll has launched Weir. Replay for Power TV. And he really just put this on a nice half volley length.
Oh, clean as you like.
Yeah.
Don't move another step, sir.
He
The
did
work
not
is
try and
done.
overhit that. And that was straight out of the centre of the bat. Made it look easy.
Yeah, no wicket for 30 now.
Ooh, good comeback from Weir. Dot ball to the covers. Carroll looked a bit unsure with that one. Anyway, they're on track, I would say, at none for 30 in the fifth over.
Yeah, had some tight overs to start with some good discipline bowling, but they didn't lose a wicket, and that's what's crucial. Over pitch, but straight to point.
Oh, bad throw, but not going to cost them an overthrow. Much to my disappointment.
It was a good shot for nothing.
Yeah, Weir is looking for the Yorker, and the risk with that is you bowl a half volley. And we've seen how much Nathan Carroll likes half volleys. Carroll advancing. This time Weir misses the Yorker with a full toss, but straight to mid-wicket, no run. End of the fourth or fifth over. Scoreboard says 4, but I'm not sure how reliable that is.
Well, the score's right. No wicket for 30.
So perhaps it is right.
So after 5 overs.
Going at a run of ball here, the Brollies. So that's and no wickets down. So I reckon they're on track, well on track.
Don't say that. Don't jinx us. Nate Carroll looks good, but
So, Phil, you've stopped walking around the oval?
well, I needed just a little bit of a. I'm busy training at the moment, mate. I needed to just keep loose.
Fair enough.
I love that, but it was fun.
You got some more magic water to run out to the boys about a few overs' time?
I think I'll leave them alone now. I think they know what needs to be done. I'm really happy with how Nate's looking after they shut him down the first few overs.
Yeah, he's found his timing by the look of it.
Good athlete too. Good rugby player, they tell me.
Yeah, good all-round athlete. Did well for grammar in a number of sports, I understand. So, this is I think this is the Frenchman. Bowling some Chinamen. Yes, we were showing some photos.
Oh yeah, apparently, yeah. Second, yeah.
They looked nasty. Anyway, he's taken a glove off to impart some spin on the ball. Brolshody. Thanks, Phil.
Oh, picked up nicely.
Carroll hasn't missed out on a short one there. Helped it on its way for another big six.
That's the long boundary, but he cleared that easily.
Geez, he waited on that nicely, didn't he? Let that come to him and just dispatched it.
Yeah, play with the spin. That's nice cricket.
Too short there from Brolshody. Yeah, left arm Chinaman. I like to see it. You don't see it very often.
Especially from a Frenchman, no.
Oh, nice shot, but well stopped at extra cover there. Only the one to Carroll. Carroll looking ominous.
Yeah, I'm hanging on the wrong end here. Didn't see a great deal of huge spin. I mean, enough from the spinners we had in the first innings. Well, that one came back nicely. Of course, wrist spin tends to get a few more revs on the ball than the finger spinners we've seen so far.
Yeah, I don't think heavy grass coverage on the wicket is going to help too much turn. We saw Gibbs get a couple to come back, but I think Brosh will be looking for more bounce here. Bit of overspin. Ooh, that's good flight, but overpitched and swept beautifully from Wilson. Picked it up on the full and found the gap and a boundary.
So 42 now without loss.
The boys looking good here. The two openers, after a slow start, seem to have found their way.
Well, Phil's that superstitious. He'll want the Kookaburra to stay up there.
That's Brochery got here. Ooh, well bowled. That's better line. And Wilson tried the dab, but straight to short backward point for no runs. Finished the over. Expensive one, the first from the Frenchman.
Yep. Score is no wicket for 42, chasing down 150. So get down to double figures very shortly.
And the Lightning chasing 132 behind us against the Lions. They are none for 30. So looks like everybody's valuing wickets in hand.
Yes. Well, that's the key in one-day cricket, isn't it? But you only have a few balls to get in 2020.
We're to bowl out here. That, from memory, was the plan they adopted last game too, I think. I think he just came in and bowled 4 on the trot. Seems a bit of a game plan here by the Rockets. Another full toss, but again, same result as the last full toss we bowled. Straight to mid-wicket, no run.
Yeah, fielding restrictions off now. He's lost his slip. Got a sweeper on the leg side and on the off side. Mid-off, he's back and as his third man. Only 2 men inside the circle on the off side. 3 on the on.
Yeah, pretty conservative, which is not a bad move, I don't think, here from McCarthy. You got plenty on the board to defend. Make him hit over him.
And bowling as straight as Weir is, I think he backs himself to get bowled or LB. That's his shot at a wicket.
Well fielded there in mid-wicket by Chris Gillen, the Power FM gold cap wearer. Yeah, okay, so a couple of dots to start here, and they've been full tosses, and mid-on is up. I would have thought Carroll had been looking to clear him at least one of those.
I think the umbrellas would be happy that the 4 overs are all bowled now.
Another dot. Another dot. Good over here from Weir. He's bowled well.
Yeah, when your opener's bowling well, keep him on. Oh, well, the big fella's warm.
Now, I mean, the rockets can take off or lift off. What can an umbrella do?
It can also, in enough wind,
Keep you dry in the rain.
they can weather the storm.
Yep, that's
Weather the
it.
storm. That's nice. Oh, the Chinese drive from Carroll. Oh,
Come
geez,
back for the second.
That fielder looks like he's restricted and hampered there in that running. Oh, yeah, that's a hamstring.
Yeah, his hammies are looking tighter than the water restrictions at the moment.
It's the not sure who that is down there. For the Rockets, at short fine leg, but anyway, he cut off the boundary. Shot.
Very well struck for one.
Beautiful shot there from Carroll down to long off for one. I think he needs to do a bit more of that. He looks good when he starts walking down the pitch.
Yeah, a bit of Matty Hayden. Just walk at him. Let him know you're coming too.
Well bowled there from Weir. But well worked from Wilson. Just tucked it to square leg for one.
A fine spell from Harrison Weir.
Yep, 4 overs done. He's done his job at the top of the innings for the Rockets.
Would have liked a wicket, but you do one or the other. If you're going to leak runs, you've got to take wickets. And if you're not taking wickets, you've got to restrict the runs, which is what he's done.
No wicket for 46, almost on a par with the Rockets. They lost their first wicket around about 50.
7 overs gone. Carroll looks to be on 33 and Wilson on 13.
They need to just turn that scoreboard just a little bit around. Is it on an axis or something?
Brickwork.
The sun starts cascading over Mills Oval.
It's still a very pleasant day, though.
Oh, this is as good as it gets. Healthy crowd down here at Toowoomba Grammar to watch the boys go around. Looks like we have Dan Brown to continue from the Harry Street end. Oh, well bowled.
Oh, raps on the pads. He's interested. The umpire's not.
A shout from the Rockets. Not out from umpire Chris Scruff Howard.
That's his nickname, is it? Scruff?
Scruff.
Any reason why that?
Do
we know why?
I don't know. Scruff's been involved in Toowoomba cricket for probably longer than I've been alive. And he's been Scruff since ever I've known him.
Fair enough.
Whoa!
See ya.
Oh, Tully Wilson gets down on one knee and smacks that over the just in front of square for a 6.
That brings up the 50.
Whew. That had the rain coming off the umbrella.
That sounded good in your head, didn't it?
That ball pinged off Tully Wilson's bat, much like hail pings off an umbrella.
Well, okay, fair enough.
Just trying to fix it up. Yep. Dabbed into the smart cricket from Wilson. Just dabbed behind point for one. It was expansive play, wasn't it? And a wicket to the lines. And the batter is not happy. Looks like Potter is out. Yes, that was the Lions' first wicket. Glass still in.
Still none for 53 here.
Well bowled.
None for
And
54
great
now.
running. Ooh, no OTs. Just dropped into the offside there by Carroll, and a nice confident call of yes from Wilson. They make it easy.
Yeah, nice way to turn a good length ball into a single.
Yeah, both
Good
teams have
batting.
run well here.
96 runs now for victory.
The Lightning 1 for 39 behind us, chasing 133 for victory. Yeah, plenty of gap on the onside there for Wilson. Bit straight from Brown. Just tucked off his hips for one. Field is well back. 5 out. Long off, long on. Deep square, third man, and a deep point, cover point.
Very much an offside field. That last one, 2 straight. That's
Ooh.
better.
Attempted
and,
slow ball. I think he ran his fingers down the side there.
Yeah, a little bit of work off the pitch.
But cut nicely by Carroll to the cover sweeper for one. That finishes the over.
9 for 56 now, chasing 150 for victory. And in the other game, of course, the Lions posted 131. 32.
And Jack Potter out for 17 off 24 balls. Chris Glass, the captain of the Lightning, 19 off 24 balls.
Change bowling. Of course, Weir has bowled out. We are going to have John Cleary.
Oh, the destroyer.
Yeah, bowling fast and straight. Saw him clean up plenty of stumps at Highfields 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, that was 6 for, wasn't it? 6 for 15 or something?
All the Lions have struck again behind us.
Oh, they really like that one.
Getting a dual game here at the moment, which is good.
We're trying to cover 2.
I know.
The breaking play. In
Never
the,
been done before.
Rockets and the Umbrellas. But we're breaking new ground here, Jeff. Just like the DDBBL.
Yes, true. And it's very kind of both sides here to have action on one, well, it's pretty quiet on the other, so we don't have action all the time. So we're able to devote time to both games.
Oh, yep,
good
that's
shot.
what I was looking for. With mid on up, I thought it was only a matter of time before Carroll went there, and he has hit that nicely,
Yeah, I don't know. If
robustly.
Cleary was doing some arm stretches after that first one. I thought he might have opened up with a cutter or something, but that second one was off pace as well.
Yeah, Cleary takes a while to get the old body limbered.
There was a couple of looseness.
He
He's
always
definitely paid for one
starts
of them.
a bit slower. I think there's a bit of a plan behind that. I think he tries to lull the batsman into a false sense.
Little effort ball. Just
That's what
sneak
happened
up on
last
you.
time, and then he shoots one nice and quick at their feet.
Little snake in the grass.
Yep, that was a bit faster. Oh, Jesus, that was
No,
very
it was
laissez-faire.
Great bit of fielding from the keeper. Coming out there to field that one off the pads. They stole...
A bit casual from Carroll running up to the non-striker's end. Anyway, all's well that ends well. Oh, look out. No, they've been called back. Dead ball. Umpire deemed Carroll not to have offered a shot. So dead ball, no run. Big shout for LB behind us. Turned down.
Still potential for a run out, though.
Yes, but now long on has been dropped back. Yep, easy single there on the onside for Carroll. Cleary bowling pretty straight here. So that takes Carroll, I think, to 40 or 41. Ooh, had a bit more sauce on it there from Cleary. Oh, another misfield down at third man.
And they will pinch a second.
Ooh, nice throw, but couldn't prevent a second. So Wilson loving that late cut. It's been a productive area for him. He might be on 25 after that one.
Yeah, he's warmed up now, Cleary. Plenty more heat on that last one.
Yeah, I reckon he'll get a bit of bounce out of this deck if he hits the seam. Watch for that Yorker, though. slower ball, and nicely played by Wilson again down to third man. He must have about half his runs from down there, if not more.
Yeah, it was nice and full, but just too wide. Easy to run that one down there for a single.
That's the end of the over. No wicket for 64. Chasing down the 150 needed. I tell you, the loser of this game can forget about the rest of the season, I'd imagine.
Oh, well, I think that's the case for the Brollies. I think the Rockets would still be in it if they lost. Although I guess if the teams above them all won, then that would be a trouble. So none for 64 after 8. Carroll is 40 and Wilson is 24. I mean, this is looking like it's shaping up to be a tight finish.
Yeah.
Brown again, a bit straight again with that field. That was Tully punching it into the onside for a single.
Yeah, see, I think the bowling there is, obviously errant with this field, but actually a man's coming across now. That's exactly what I was going to say. I think that line's fine. He just needs more protection on the onside to try and cut a single.
Yeah, they've scored a lot just there. And
they need to
it's still
attack the
vacant
stumps for a
that
wicket.
area.
Need the wicket.
Well bowled. Another easy one. Dropped into the offside there by Carroll. Dan Brown here for the Rockets bowling. Ooh,
Leg side wide.
and that will be our first sundry, I believe.
Yeah.
Well, first wide anyway,
First wide
of the game.
That's credit to the bowlers, that.
Yep, it's been very economical in terms of extras.
Very disciplined.
Coaches and captains would be happy.
Absolutely.
I mean, very appropriate, being at the school as what we are, that the discipline be correct.
Ooh.
We wanted something.
Wilson saw it a bit short, but it was on him a bit fast. And he tried the pull shot, but only managed to bunt it for no runs to a whitish mid-on. Oh, nice shot. There's a man out there. Tully drives it nicely out to the deep cover boundary for one.
Yeah, in contrast to the Umbrellas, who alternated their bowlers almost every over. We've had Brown operating now on his third from the far end.
I think you're right. It's been certainly contrasting approaches by the captains.
He's gone leg side again and will only be punished with a single.
Yeah, it's been reasonably tight this over. It's only been ones. And ones will be fine when you're defending 150. 6 and over is it won't be good enough.
No, but while the scoreboard's ticking over, they can still build on that. A few overs down the track with a couple of more boundaries in each over.
Well,
Bats in the shed.
from memory, Jeff and Lincoln, I reckon the Rockets are about the same. Ooh, heaved and hoisted. And another big 6 to Carroll. Or Wilson. Wilson.
Yeah, nice cow corner stuff.
Geez, that last ball, the over, something always happens. And that was, as I was saying, didn't quite get the words out of my mouth before the over from Brown got ruined by a 6.
Yeah.
They're coasting along here. The Brollies doing it reasonably comfortably.
Don't let Phil hear you say that. He'll
So it's number 75 after 10. So they're ahead of the game here. So the Umbrellas number 75 after 10, as I said, and the Hip Pocket Rockets were 1 for 67 after 10.
Oh, Cleary hits him on the shoe.
Ooh, half a shout.
I was going down leg side.
Yeah.
Actually, the umpire's given it runs.
Well, there you go.
So that's probably why it was no
Yep.
half a shout. Carroll 42 and sorry, he's now 43. Wilson 32.
76 without loss now. More than halfway through the runs as well.
All
The
wide,
target.
and that's exactly where Tully likes him. He pushes another one down to the third man for a single.
His wagon wheel would be third man heavy.
Yet another one.
How many sixes have they hit in this innings? A lot,
Ooh.
haven't they?
Edging up to half a dozen for
Yeah.
sure.
There was a few in the first
I think
when the Lightning,
Wilson must
the
have.
Rockets, sorry.
Wilson be
batted.
outstripping Carroll for sixes, I reckon.
Yeah.
Well bowled, Johnny Cleary. No runs into the onside. Now I think the Rockets need Johnny Cleary to do a Johnny Cleary.
If there's a man to do it,
Well, we know what he's capable of. As I say, I'm waiting for that Yorker. It's hard to keep out when he gets it right.
lofted, not going to be long enough.
Trouble. Oh, picks the gap nicely. Just sand wedges that one between long off and deep extra cover fieldsman.
Just showing off his short game, a little bit of chipping on
that
the
a-
offside.
Couple there to the score.
Yep.
Wilson, he's gonna catch up Carroll here in a minute. No, that was Carroll. My apologies. Oh, woo.
That's gone.
Oh, that was treated with disdain.
That's gone 3/4 of the way up the Camphor Laurels and onto the street. And that brings up a 50 to Carroll. Very well batted.
Wilson's going to have a hard time catching him up now. Here's the replay for Power TV. Effort ball from Cleary, and Carroll, I think, predicted that being short because he pretty much played that off the front shoe.
Yeah, that was definitely an effort ball, but he's dragged it short and didn't get much lift off the deck, did he?
No, not a
that
lot of
sat
bounce
there
that one.
and asked to be put on the street, and that's exactly what he did. He obliged.
That was aggressive.
No wicket for 85, the score at the moment.
Go short again, bowl it at his jaw. Leg side wide.
Oh,
Yep.
Cleary missing his line here, under a bit of pressure now.
Gee, from the penthouse to the basement. Since last time.
That's right. Cricket's a great leveler,
It
Jeff.
is, isn't it?
I mean, I was never much of a cricketer at all, let alone a bowler, but fielding it mid-on, mid-off, if ever a bowler asked me what they should do,
Which they shouldn't have.
pace bowlers we're talking about.
Well, any bowler.
And not many were silly enough to ask the question, but that was usually the tip.
Go short.
Yeah, hard to hit off your face.
Anyway, some water being run out to the batsman after 11 overs.
Curry sending out a message.
Yeah.
None
this-
for 87.
What was the message? Keep going, boys.
I don't know. There's too much you could add.
No.
The boys are batting beautifully. These openers.
Yeah.
I mean, geez, it's a massive first wicket partnership.
Have a drink, well done. Yeah, you get past the halfway mark without losing a wicket. That is a very good job done.
I mean, they're well ahead of the game here. I mean, at the same time, the Rockets wouldn't have been anywhere near 87. Carroll looks to be on 52 and Wilson 33.
There's that 87 again.
Yeah, it's your number, Jeff.
It is. It is. Something's got to happen.
87 off legs 11.
Mm. You can call bingo after this if you like.
It's more money in this, isn't it, Jeff?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, lots. Goodness, yeah. I got to retire after this competition.
Oh, look at this. This is interesting. Oh, it's been given the treatment. That's another big six.
That was...
Carroll wants to finish this early. He's got an appointment. So this left-arm bowler who starts looking like he's coming around the wicket, over the wicket, and then dips in between the stumps and the bowler to bowl around the wicket, left-arm orthodox, and drop short first pill, and as I say, it's the 7 link. There's no 7.
Change shirts. Not
Could be,
sure.
no, it's Benji. It's Benji Woolacott. I reckon. That's my guess. He's the only one we don't have a number for.
There we go. Good point of deduction. A busy run in.
I reckon that's who it is, because he's bowling left arm orthodox, and that's what Benji used to bowl. Anyway, he's under the pump here. 7 off his first 3 balls. Ooh, dicey single, but well run in the end.
Yeah, the chance was at the bowlers. It was well backed up by the non-striker.
No, it was good running, I reckon.
Yeah, terrific.
Because the bloke running the danger end was always home, and it's a longer throw there to the non-strikers.
Yeah, not much flight.
Carroll back in from a good strike here. Danger man. That's well bowled. It's also well hit. Oh, too big. Another 6.
No catching that one.
It was right to
This
the
is a
long
masterclass.
right to the long on fielder, but well hit enough. It
Brings
cleared
up the 100 nicely.
Jesus, this is the Rockets are getting pelted here by a bit of space debris.
Oh, dear.
And like the Brollies in a storm, this game is being taken away from them.
Oh, yes. Carroll in control here.
Need something special here, the Rockets.
They need a spoonful of sugar. Help the medicine go down, I think.
Yes, they're being given some medicine, that's for sure.
102 without loss now.
Nice ball there from Benji. Dot. Might have been a 6, I think. Lightning hit just then. Yes, the Rockets need something special here. They need a wicket or a few in quick succession, because after 12 overs, the Brollies are none for 102. Carroll 66, Wilson 34.
And the skipper wants to get it done. I like to see this.
Yep.
Brought himself on.
Well, he is the premier player in this Rocket side. Certainly the premier bowler. Wicket to the lines behind us. It's number 3 down.
Phil Curry's just breezed through the commentary box.
He's
not interested in a chat.
he's pretty
because,
pumped.
Well, they're doing well. Exactly. Yeah, he's not interested in doing anything he doesn't.
I'm not
need
sure
to do.
how the Umbrellas get beaten from here. Oh, beautiful shot.
Yeah, textbook off drive. Man out there, though.
Single down to long off to Carroll. These two boys combining well here at the top of the order. This would have to be some sort of record for the DDBBL opening stand.
I don't think there's been a 100 opening stand in the previous rounds.
Carroll on his way to one of the highest scores in the comp too.
Yeah, there's an 80, isn't there? Someone got an 80?
Yeah, I think you're right. And there was a 70 in the game behind us just
Yeah.
in the first innings by Darren Kosh for the Lions. Single to Tully, getting the danger man Carroll back on strike. He's played a great second fiddle here, Tully Wilson. Chipped in with a few 6s of his own. But Carroll well overtaken him now. Full bunger there from McCarthy, but only one again down to long off. Where's the wicket going to come from here, gents?
Well, the field he's got.
Fatigue.
He's got 3 out in the onside, so not giving him much chance to bowl at the stumps. Having said that, they're not missing much.
Wilson guides another one down the third man for a single.
Yeah, at what point do you throw caution to the wind and start bringing some fielders up to try and put some pressure on? But the way these guys are hitting him,
Yeah, I'm not sure that's the answer. I'd be trying something different. The ball, a shorter ball, a slower ball. Maybe bring the Frenchman back in for some Chinaman. Because I think Carroll looks quite comfortable.
Misfield looked a pinch.
Oh, he would have been out with a direct hit.
Well out.
Never run on a misfield. And that would have been an untimely demise.
Ended unnecessary risk, that one.
Yeah, at none for 107, chasing 150 when you've still got 8 overs. Didn't need to push that one.
And that's possibly the way that they look like getting a wicket at the moment is run out.
That's saying something about the quality of the batting.
Well, today, yeah.
Oh,
he held
great
it.
return chance. Out.
The skipper's done it, brought himself back on. And was a sharp chance, well hit. He bobbled it, popped it up enough, and on the second chance,
This will be
took
great
it.
on the
Have a look
replay.
on the replay, yeah.
Went quick.
For Power
Yeah,
TV
I
Australia.
think, Tully was better off just following straight through with this. He actually checked his shot. Oh, this is a great grab.
Oh, wonderful.
Well, that's how you got to do it. Something special. That's what it takes. Something special from the skipper, Sean McCarthy, caught and bowled. Wilson out for a well-made 38, I suspect.
And Phil Curry's just got a contract out on you.
Great opening
Great
stand.
innings. Good innings.
Yeah, what we
Oh,
believe.
yeah.
107 for the opening stands. Happy to call that, gents. Probably the best of the DDBBL.
Absolutely. I'm going to call it. Tully out. Nathan Carroll still out there, joined by the Brolly's captain, Chris Hall.
I don't think there's been 100 stand at all in any of the games, let alone an opening stand.
I think you're right, Jeff. Carroll's out there on 69. Have a look at that. And Cleary changing ends.
So 1 for 107, chasing down 150 for victory for the Brollies.
Yeah, he didn't like that one he tried to plug in with an effort ball. It didn't get up for him. Maybe he's thinking coming from this end, he might be able to get something closer to the chin.
Wilson got 36. Carroll 69. Brolly's 1 for 107 after 13. 43 to get off 7 overs. Lovely shot. Lovely cover drive. Geez, he's in good touch. Carroll. 1 to the cover boundary fieldsman.
Yeah, a lot of good cricket shots too.
Yeah, well, they're not really taking chances, are they? They're just playing well.
Just putting bad balls away, for 6 or 4, and then the good ones, they're just working for 1.
So a tighter field for the new bat.
Good ball from Cleary. But Hall looked quite comfortable with that. Got a single off his first ball to square leg.
Yeah, perfect start.
That's all his job is, to get himself in and get Carroll back on strike. Still waiting for a scorching Cleary Yorker here. Well run.
Gee, they're putting pressure on the fielders, aren't they? And coming up trumps.
Well, the running between wickets today has been outstanding from both teams. Good cricket. So it's about run a ball required. That be right, Jeff?
Yeah, pretty much. 110 the score at the moment. So that's 40 from, 6 overs?
9 in the shed, and the way Carroll's batting, you got a fancy run at a ball.
Ooh, slow ball. Picked, I think, by Hall. And just dribbled to short fine leg for 1. The Lightning are 3 for 63 after 12 overs in the game behind us, chasing 133 for victory.
They'll need a wriggle on.
Ooh, bludgeoned down the ground from Carroll. Just a single to long off. Yeah, Chris Glass, is the captain, still in there for the Lightning, so there's still a show. 26 off 32 balls he is. And he's been joined by uni cricket legend Hamal Shah.
Go Mally. Oh, call a catch, but there was no one there for it.
Yeah, I don't mind that from Cleary. Test out the new bat with a short ball. Hall played it pretty well. Single out to deep backward square. That's the end of the over.
Yeah, just a little bit leg side.
1 for 113 the score at the moment. Chasing 150 for victory, the Umbrellas are. This is Power FM and Power TV's coverage of the Murdoch Lawyers DDBBL, thanks to Infinite Aged Care and JLC Real Estate today.
You list them, we sell them.
That's it.
If it's not his slogan, it should be.
I'll I'll email him.
Can you make a
tomorrow.
suggestion?
Yeah, I will. I'll give you the credit.
I only take 10%.
That's good. What's that of nothing?
I think that's fair.
Oh,
All right, we've got the Frenchman back here. The bit left arm Chinaman. Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, good areas.
Yeah, good start. He's had a change of ends too. This could be his end. I want to see one go straight through the gate here, the right-hander. Spin one back, take the top of off. Brad Hogg-esque.
yeah. If the umpire would get out of the way, we'd be able to see it better.
Bit leg side, that one. Tucked for one by Hall.
Yeah,
Just
all-
behind square.
All his protections on the leg side, the way the spin's going. So he's going to be bowling at the stumps.
Yeah, they'll be hitting with the spin to the short boundary, though.
Yeah, risky to come this end.
He won't want to drop short. Like that. Oh, has Carroll got enough? Yep.
Yeah.
It's only short boundary, and that is another 6 to Carroll. He is putting them away here.
Mary Street claims another one.
He's making sure of it. He really watched that one right on the bat and didn't try and overhit it. Just, I mean, he hit it hard, but it was out of the middle. Put the mocker on for a ton here, boys.
See, high 70s.
He's 78, I think.
Yeah.
He needs another 22, and they've got 30 runs to play with. He's a show.
Yeah, he's going to have to hog the strike and be greedy.
Oh, I think Hall will only be looking to turn the strike over and get the odd single, so Carroll keeps putting them over the fence. We could have our first DDBBL ton. Woohoo! That's even bigger!
That's the biggest of
That
today.
is massive.
Yowza, that is on the road on the full and into someone's front yard.
That's drifting down Kent Street, I reckon.
If I was an enterprising young kid, I'd be parked out there in Mary Street and
free
sell the
ball.
balls back.
My word.
Take the dogs for a walk, kids, because you got catching practice on Mary Street.
They're going to have to find that in the playground at Queen's Park. That went a long way.
If Cleary was worried about the condition of the ball first over, then that one off the bitumen, is going to have some fair impact.
So we've even got the camera down trying to find the ball at the moment.
Cleary waiting for the road to clear so we can cross it, come back to the other side. Odds on Carroll Ton shortening by the second. He skipped along to 84. Errant cap on the ground. It's backward square. Brochure back in, better line, and well fielded at
Well
point.
fielded, yeah.
Dot ball. Wowee. Fireworks here from Carroll. Going
Oh,
again.
not quite. Oh, dearie.
Oh, he's got him.
He's holed out at mid-wicket.
Oh, that's so it was a risky move to bring Brochure on from this end. It looked even riskier after the first two balls got
Yeah.
deposited onto Mary Street, but now he's picked up Carroll, caught at deep mid-wicket by Cleary, and Carroll departs for less than 100.
80 odd.
84, I believe, which is extremely well batted for the young
Up there
fella.
as one of the highest scores in the competition so far.
If not the highest. But,
I think someone got 88.
geez, that throws the game open.
Hopefully he'll wear the Power FM gold cap next week.
Yeah, powerful hitting and getting a rousing applause from people up here on the hill.
As he should. Opened the innings.
Good innings. Good innings.
Opened up, batted through the 15th over for 84 and a T20. At this level, it doesn't get any better than that.
And supremely entertaining.
I enjoyed every second of that.
It was the end of the over, last ball. They traded 2 sixes for that wicket, so it came at a cost.
So is that what the Rockets needed?
No, they're going to need a bit more than that.
4 overs to go and 24 runs needed.
So it's down to a runner ball.
Yeah, anything can happen.
New batsman, I suppose.
Two new bats at the crease.
The skipper's seen a couple and has looked comfortable to start, to be honest, but we've got a fresh one at the other end, so
I think it's McCarthy. It's skipper v skipper here.
CC scoops.
Sean McCarthy and Chris Hall, Queensland Country teammates.
Oh, wonderful shot. That one's through mid-wicket.
Oh, yeah, there's no one
nice
about out
chase.
there.
Just enough grass out there. It's a bit thick, so it pulled up.
So through the infield, picked up 2 there for Hawley.
So 2 for 129 now, chasing down 150.
Run a ball. Could get interesting. Oh, shot. Not timed.
Straight to the mid-on fielder. And no run off the ball.
G'day, how are you?
Doolan out there at the non-strikers.
Brad Spencer's here just behind us. Brad, how's the game behind us shaping up?
The Lipke Lions are in really good shape over here at the moment. So myself and Adrian Biggood have just been stirring up Dean Spanner, my brother, and Danny Colborne. We reckon the gas truck's being backed up over here. So, yeah. I'm glad they can't hear me right now.
Unless they're listening.
They'll probably smash 60 runs in the next 5 overs. But Chris Glass is still out there, so that's a big danger for us. But, yeah, we're looking all right. So that could be our first win for the season.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah, I've got my fingers crossed for you, Brad. That'll make the competition even more interesting than it already is.
Back here on Mill Street, we've just missed 2 dot balls. So McCarthy's doing a good job here on his opposing skipper.
Yeah, this is key over here. McCarthy picking up a few dots. I mean, it's hard to get away even for a batsman of Chris Hall's standard. Oh,
Full one has gone.
just as I
over
say
mid-on.
that, Chris Hall charges, gets it on the full, and boundary over mid-on's head.
Yeah, his protection, he's got an offside sweeper and third man's back. No one's back on the onside.
Shawnee would not be happy with that.
2 for 132 now.
Yeah, I think from the sound of that, the Lightning got their work cut out for them behind us. They are 3 for 78.
Oh, and a misfield on the offside.
Oh, that'll hurt
It's
the
a
Rockets.
tight ring field there, and he's pierced it still. Yeah, you don't need that when things are as tight as they are in this game.
Yeah. McCarthy be disappointed there.
2 for
Unfortunate finish.
2 for 134 at the end of the over. So what was that, 16th over? So there's 4 overs to go, 15 runs to get.
Yeah, just under a run of ball with 8 poles in the shed.
You have to say the Umbrellas remain favourites, but
That'll boost their run rate too.
a wicket could change the face of the game here, I reckon. Doolan, the new batsman for the Brollies.
Hasn't faced one yet either, has he?
No, I don't think so.
Yeah, the skipper hogged the strike of that last one and did well. Well, wicket behind us.
Wicket to the Lions.
Just going to make that task
The
even taller.
Lions circling and pouncing.
Yeah, 1v6. And number 6 has got the upper hand at the moment.
And it seems the Lightning's crashing. Old mother dies.
Do you play much live on Power FM?
A little bit,
Yeah, good.
a little bit.
Dolphins cry. Heaven.
Lightning strike, isn't it?
Nice ball from Brochery. The Frenchman continuing here from the Margaret Street end. And to the new batsman, it's going to be hard to get away if he lands them. Oh, turn!
Oh,
Doing
That's gone
doing
down
too
left side.
much.
a shout. Must have clipped some pad and popped through
Yeah,
for...
leg by down to third man. A single.
Did we get a...
Oh, no, no signal, so
must
runs.
have been runs. There you go.
That's probably why there was no shout.
Well,
Ooh, bit of turn, though. Encouraging for Brochery.
Oh, he wanted a big slice of that. Under edge out to the leg side sweeper. Just a single.
Another single. Well bowled. Bit of flight with that one. Looks like he's landing nicely here, Big Ben.
Oh, got a piece of that.
Ooh. Out.
Taken.
Yes.
And well watched.
Brocherie strikes again.
Wow.
Sitting out there in the shade under the camphor laurels on the short boundary.
Well taken.
Yeah,
right on the
backpedaling.
rope.
Had a look and pulled himself up short. Nice bit of fielding there.
The short boundary was too enticing for Doolan there. And he looked to clear, but missed his mark.
And we have game on here, gentlemen.
Absolutely. Rockets are going to be involved in another tight one, Jeff.
Yes. It's an interesting competition.
Ooh, that puts a cat amongst the pigeons. Or a rocket amongst the umbrellas.
Yeah, the cats are next door. The big cats.
The big cats. Big cats look like they're pouring their way to victory.
It could be. They could be the Lion Kings after tomorrow, couldn't they?
Barbara Oval could be the den.
Unnecessary remake in my book.
Yeah, I agree. I wasn't too fussed the first time.
Oh, controversial.
Jeez.
I think we're on here for a bowl through the gate. Brocherie as a left-arm Chinaman, seeing that one turn to Doolan before. He's going to have to give it a rip here for sure. New batsman on strike. Back yourself, Brocherie.
We could get a Ladbroke sponsor then if you back yourself.
Jeez. Didn't know we were promoting
We're not.
gambling brands, Jeff. Speaking of controversial. Dot ball to finish from the Frenchman. He's been the breakthrough man here.
Yeah, très bien.
So 3 for 136. We've got 3 overs to go.
There's
14
generally
runs.
a hotel back yourself. That's where you stay when you got nowhere else to go for the night.
Okay.
It's not one of those you can leave any... what is it? You can check out any time you like, but you can never leave.
Okay, so after 16 overs, 2 for 100... No, hang on. 3 for 136. After 17 overs.
New batsman, Liam Brown.
Yes. Again, someone who has played a bit of cricket on Mills, being a Grammar old boy and a member of the first 11 for at least 1 year, if not 2. And played his cricket in the same years all through Grammar as Benji Woolacott. So a couple of old schoolmates against each other here this afternoon.
And has played some semi-pro hockey, at least, overseas. Very handy hockey player as well as cricketer.
Can give the ball a thump, Liam Brown.
Oh, that's wide.
That's
Yeah,
ill
I
discipline
didn't
from
need that.
Cleary. Don't be giving away extra pills when you're not many left to defend. Oh, so Chris Hall's still out there, and that's a steadying influence, I think, for the Brollies. You'd have to think he'd get the job done here, but they keep losing wickets at the other end. Nice shot for Nunn to mid off. Smart captains here from McCarthy. He's got his field up. He's got long on back. He's got a deep cover. And the third man. Otherwise, the field is up, saving 1.
I think especially considering that they got a 100-run stand put on by the openers without a wicket, the fielding settings have been excellent.
There's
Under a lot of pressure.
There's been too many bad short balls on the ground like this. That could be out. It is out.
Oh, my word.
Oh, that's what the doctor ordered for the Rockets.
Game right on here. The
Cleary.
established batsman gone. We're going to have fresh batsmen at both ends to come into the last couple of overs.
Wowee.
4 for 137 now.
Let's get a look at this replay on the Power TV.
Geez, Hawley will be disappointed with that. He looked to clear the infield, and all he managed to do was hit it straight down mid-off's throat.
So
Yes.
Gibbs coming to the
Kieran
crease.
Gibbs, the next man in to join Liam Brown. 2 experienced campaigners, you'd have to say. So, but, pressure does funny things.
It's what you dream about, isn't it? You come in with
Oh, you
10,
set
20
yourself-
runs to
Set
go.
yourself in the nets, tell yourself how many off how many.
Yep.
That's why we've got a break in play the game in front of us, the game behind us. The Lightning faltering here. Misfiring, you could say, the Lightning. 5 for 81 they are.
Whoa.
After 15, chasing 133 for victory. They need 50.
That's 10 and over, isn't it?
Yeah, 52 off 5 overs. 52 off 25. What's it? 30 balls. All right, well, I think Cleary will back himself here. We'll keep using that term.
The runs have dried up, haven't they? So
That's what wickets does.
Only 2 men on the
Wickets
boundary.
do. Well bowled. Right in the block hole to the new batsman.
And no run.
Dot ball. Valuable commodity.
So there is a regulation mid-on as well as a deep, wide mid-on. Deep cover. Only 2 men on the... third man's back as well. Not quite on the rope.
I just think if you're a new batsman, you just got to, look to turn the strike over, keep getting one.
But then he turns it over to another new batsman.
Bat on ball, well bowled, Cleary again.
Yeah, tried to give himself some room and couldn't get himself a run.
Another dot ball.
Still 13 for victory.
Are we in the 18th? Yeah. Okay. So what's that about?
2.5 overs to go.
15 overs, 15 balls to play with.
Yeah.
Maybe only 13 or 14 balls to go. Oh, hello!
Missed it.
Liam Brown, a yes/no call from the other end.
An under edge that dribbled onto the leg side. The keeper had a pick up, and I don't think the batsman had really left his ground enough to be a genuine chance, but definite confusion, and that's what pressure does.
Bit of scrambling from the two bats. Another dot ball was the end result.
Scoreboard pressure's coming into it now.
This time, another wicket.
Another wicket.
Another wicket to the lines.
As a single goes out to the offside sweeper. And that'll bring an end of a very tidy over.
I think
series.
it's 12 off 12 balls.
It
boys.
is 12 off 12.
Back to that scenario in the nets. That's when you give yourself.
Geez, we're here again with the Rockets.
Yep, Phil's fingernails are up to his knuckles at the moment.
Phil looking decidedly less confident what he was a little while ago.
Well, they were a shoo-in, weren't they? Really?
Well, 100 run stand from the openers.
Anyway, it's still only run a ball. You just got to get bat on ball.
And that's it.
There'll be enough gaps out there.
A boundary would change the complexion of this chase immediately.
Much like the changing complexion between you and me, Lincoln.
Just as we're soaking up a tan in the afternoon sun.
Well, I'm soaking up a burn. You're soaking up brownness.
Just spent slightly more time on the surfboard than you, mate. That's all. And I've got less hair, so
There's,
less coverage.
There's less surf here in Toowoomba, that's for sure.
Yeah, that's right.
Than Wollongong.
The wind whips up Lake Anand every now and then. Get the booger out on that.
All right. Who have we got bowling here? Is it the 9? Blake Anderson. Geez, a key time to come in for your first over.
On right arm off he darts by the look.
Yeah, that's what he bowls. And Gibbs whips him out to the deep mid-wicket boundary for 1. So that's all they need to do.
Well, I suppose, what are their other bowling options? Seems an odd one to me. Not that I've seen him bowl any more than one ball just then.
Yeah, very indoor style here from Anderson.
Yeah, look,
Pretty good, really.
He's going to do a job of darts here and hopefully give away no more than one a ball, which is all they can afford.
10 off 10.
He wouldn't want to drop short bowling this.
Yeah,
To
especially
the couple of right-handers.
Yeah, he's bowling to the right-hand short boundary at the square. He's bowling
Well,
side
shot.
off
That's
over
four.
his head.
Oh, that is well
Yeah,
timed.
4
Well
runs.
done.
That is a serious shot from Gibbs. Just what the doctor ordered. Straight over Blake Anderson's head for 4.
Yeah, great shot. He wasn't that short at
Geez,
all.
he timed that.
Didn't give him width. That was the only place you were going to get 4 runs from that ball, and he did it excellently.
Straight out of the hay diddle diddle.
6 for victory now.
Oh, it's
Oh,
gone the
and
same
again.
place, even better. 1 bounce, and it will be cut off.
Cut off this time by Gillam. Oh, look out. Trouble here.
Oh, sir.
He's home.
Just did enough.
So they get 1 or 2 then.
He played the shot, so
One?
only one.
I think he must have thought it was going for 4.
Yeah.
Yeah, a bit of ball watching there.
And they've just scrambled through for 1.
I mean, it was a nice shot, but you,
Was a nice
you
shot.
can't afford to admire it to the point where you nearly get run out for a single.
Anyway, end result 1 to Gibbs, and they need 5
5, yep.
off
Yeah, I think-
9 balls.
I think the previous boundary woke up the fielders down here a bit, and they were onto
Oh,
that
that's
one
wide.
much quicker.
That's wide, and an easy single to Brown. Did well, bat on ball, punched it into the gap on the offside.
So that's 4 for victory now and just over and over to go.
Yeah, I think.
I stuttered then, didn't I?
Do you think he
Over and
has
over.
7
Over and over.
7 balls to go? 1 ball in this over.
Yep.
One bounce to the fielder.
Just the one.
Deep mid on.
Cut off at long on. Yep. So a pretty expensive over, really.
Yeah, 3 to go. 6 balls to bowl.
And Liam Brown to face this final over. 3 to get.
No, it'll be
Gibbs, they crossed there.
yeah, gives you to face.
My apologies.
Okay, well, 3 to get off the last over. You'd have to say the Brollies are looking odds-on favourites to get that done. Update in the other game. Lightning look like they're going to fall well short. They are 6 for 91, chasing 133. They need 42 runs off 3 overs. All right, who's going to bowl the last?
So this is a good time of the season to be in form, isn't it?
Absolutely. So, Sean McCarthy,
Skipper will back himself to try and wrap this up.
this could be his 5th over.
Was that the trade-off? I mean, just you guys had 1, maybe 2 bowlers bowl 5. We'll have 1.
Yes.
No, I think we figured out that they attributed overs to.
I think
incorrect
that
bowler.
was a glitch.
It's all right. The commentary's been far from perfect, so we'll give
Speak
him a
for
bit of
yourself.
leeway in the
Mate,
scoring.
Jeff's been happy with his job.
Yeah.
All the field in here.
Oh,
hello.
Run.
Out!
Oh,
They dropped him.
Dropped it!
Oh, my word.
Oh, my
They should have
God.
run. Should have run. Yeah.
Yeah. And no ball not called,
Well-
surprisingly, because that was
Yeah, that was
over
high
the-
up.
Oh, it's got to be over. Has it got to be over the shoulders or over the
For a
waist?
Pace
Thought it
bowl.
was
I thought it was only
waist.
the waist.
For a pacer, yeah.
So, end result, dot ball.
Yeah, I think Gibbs was pretty confident that should have and would have been called a no ball, and it wasn't.
Anyway, he's still there.
Uh,
That's it.
yeah.
That'll be enough. Well hit.
That's the end of the game.
Full toss from McCarthy, and Gibbs advances and smacks it down the ground for 4 runs. And that is the end of the game. The Brollies, the victors.
Got unnecessarily tight there in the last over. 3 to get from a position
Jeez.
of none for 107 was the first wicket fall.
107. Yeah.
And that was an outstanding opening stance. Of course, Carroll was magnificent with the bat, sending people all over the ground. And that did prove to be enough. That was a game-winning innings.
Yeah, so 150, not quite enough
No.
on this ground.
6-wicket victory to the Umbrellas.
Yeah, I
Phil is now standing up and had his heart restarted, so he's fine.
It's good to see the opposing team owners there. Phil Curry from George Banks and Graham Strang from Hip Pocket Workwear thanking each other for a pretty close game, really.
It was a good game. Some great hitting, some good fielding, some good field places.
Yeah, I think the bowling from both teams let them down. Actually, I mean, I think a 150 on this ground, as we've said, was a par score. But yeah, it was helped. Both teams were helped by some short pitch bowling when there's short square boundaries. Those two don't mix well.
No.
Crucial times too. Pressure got up on the Umbrellas towards the end of that. A few wickets fell in a clatter. But yeah, definitely did just enough to get it done.
Ultimately, a great chase, really. I mean, chase down 150 in a T20, that's good batting. And, you know, hats off to Nathan Carroll and Tully Wilson for putting on 107 for the first wicket.
Yeah, crucially, patience at the start. Harry Weir bowled all the way through, first 4, and bowled very nice and tight and didn't give too much away. And, yeah, just 2 wins from both sides here in the competition. So, very evenly placed. What does that do to the ladder, Jeff?
Sorry?
To the ladder.
Yeah.
We've got a very tight at the top now. Has that affected the standings at all?
Yeah, well, I mean,
Well, live-wise, just looks like they're going to lose their second in a row. George Banks has gone up to 2 wins. Hip Pocket remain on 2 wins. Is that right?
yep. So we'll have one team from down the valley who'll have 3 wins. Whoever down there loses will only have 2. The Umbrellas now have 2. The Rockets have 2. The Lightning have 2. And the Liberty Lions will have 1.
Well, the Raptors and the Aztecs have a chance to go to the top of the table.
Yeah, the victor down there will be a clear leader with 3 wins.
Yeah. And then basically the rest of the field fighting it out for the last 2 places.
A bottleneck for second.
So a run rate aggregate, or how will that be decided on
net run
ties?
rate.
Yeah,
Net run rate, yep.
Net run rate will decide your positions.
So speaking of the other game, it's still in progress. The Lightning 6 for 95, chasing 133, and we are in the 19th over.
So we might call them out of that one.
I think they need 38 off, 12 balls.
Yeah, betting suspended.
It would take some serious 6 hitting to get the job done from here.
I'm just trying to bring up the round for the final round, who's playing who. So if you want to talk among yourselves, we might actually play some ads, and I'll try and find the last round.
Some of the...
Looking for a photographer? One that creates a unique experience tailored just for you? For a personal, relaxed and passionate photographer that captures those magical moments, contact the professionals at Big Shot Photography. Their enthusiastic, fresh and creative approach produces unique photos that capture all the precious moments that you will treasure for a lifetime. Servicing the Toowoomba region, Elijah and the team specialise in wedding photography, covering all your sporting events, big or small, capturing your school formals, family portraits, even your business marketing. Providing a professional, exceptional and personal photography experience is what they pride themselves on. So give Big Shot Photography a call on 0427 585 327 to discuss all your photography needs. That's 0427 585 327.
Okay.
Looking for exposure for your business or event? Take your business, community event, training seminar, sports fixture, function, concert or exhibition to the world with Power TV Australia and Power FM's unique live outside simulcasts. We can turn your next local event into a worldwide sensation with stunning live pictures, interviews, graphics and live action replays for a fraction of the usual cost. From a festival or sports fixtures to a corporate or charity event, Power TV Australia and Power FM can take your message live to our local and national viewers and listeners. Invite the world to your party by contacting Barry today on 0431 390 920 or email programming@powertvaustralia.com for a quote.
But also, like, the standard of captaincy and decision-making out there has been really, really top quality, right across the board. Credit to the draft system for obviously getting half a dozen teams out here of very high and even standard of quality. And as exemplified in that game right there, coming down to the final over. The last one I got the great opportunity to call as well with the Rockets as well was another nice close one. Phenomenal stuff.
So we might just run through... we can't run through because my cricket had a glitch on the Rockets Umbrellas game in terms of scores and bowling figures, but I can give you some scores for the game behind us in the Lightning's innings. Jack Potter, 17 off 24. Chris Glass, the captain, 42 off 45. Sam Neill, 1 off 2 balls. Luke Neal, 11 off 13 balls. Hamar Shah, 3 off 5 balls. Connor Philp, 1 off 3 balls. Lyle Teskey is not out, 10 off 13. And Charlie Moncada is 3 not out off 3 balls.
We are joined here in the box by, unsurprisingly, our man of the match. Got a ton here, Nathan Carroll. Mate, striking him sweetly. We were very happy with it up here. Are you happy with that performance yourself?
Yeah, it was good to finally get some runs out there. So, yeah, pretty happy. So.
And Nathan, it would have been great to come back to familiar territory playing on Mills Oval.
Yeah, it was really awesome, actually. In my final year, we had to play on Barber because Mills was unfortunately not available. But, yeah, really good to be back on Mills and loved it.
Excellent. And you seem to take a liking to a couple of short square boundaries. So happy with how they came off the bat?
Yeah. I don't mind them short, so.
We can see that. It was awesome. And what about your bowling? How did you think you and the team bowled?
As a group, I don't think we bowled our best compared to last week's performance. We just bowled one bad ball and an over, and they really dispatched it really well. So, obviously we made it hard for ourselves for chasing, but we got through at the end. So it was a really good performance from the boys.
There was some good running between the wickets. Good understanding with the other bloke that opened with you.
We both Toowoomba Grammar old boys, so we go back a fair while, and it's really good. Like obviously having players like Dan Wilson coming up really teaches you how to do those quick singles and rotate the strike. So sort of that. And not having him here today was hard, but I think a few of the boys reflected off that and learnt from him.
How did the pitch play?
It was a good pitch actually. A bit in for the bowlers, a bit in for the batters. A bit slow, but a good pitch. So.
Well, congratulations. A great score, great innings. We enjoyed every minute of it, didn't we, boys?
We loved it. We love seeing the ball getting launched over the fence and enjoy those pair of gloves from Taz Cricket.
Yeah, thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Thanks, Nate.
Yeah, he's definitely earned a fresh set of gloves. I think the ones he had out there today spent plenty of time in the middle, and he's worked his way through a set of gloves and earned himself a fresh pair from Taz Sport.
So do we have a result from next door, do we? Or
Almost.
They're still playing.
We're still playing?
But the Lightning are 7 for 101. They need 32 runs to win, and they're in the last over.
Gary Sobers did it.
Yeah, they need 6 off every ball.
Speaking of Gary, I think I need a few Gary Sobers weekends for the next couple.
Too many Oprah Tinfrees?
All right, so we can see it from here. This is the last over.
It is the last over.
And when you need 32...
That's not quite enough, is it?
Yeah. Tapping it to cover is probably not going to get the job done.
Oh, it would be good that the Lions get to win their first game.
Mm-hmm.
I reckon there'll be some celebrations down at Chris, the tyre man, Libke's Libke Tyres this week.
I actually got to get down there. I need some tyres, apparently.
A couple of batsmen are protecting their averages here, I think.
Well, Jeff, I can personally vouch for the service down at Libke Tyres. I'm a happy customer.
Yeah, well, his dad owned it originally, didn't he? And
that's right.
They used to advertise with us when I was working at the other station. And he was a great bloke.
It seems like good personality runs in the family. Now, they'll be chuffed with this. Like I said at the start of the broadcast, Chris was confident coming into today's game. That's more like a bit of advancing down the wicket.
Well, I said I had upsets in the water. And when you consider that the 2 lower place sides, I think, have been the victors today.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see what the result was down the hill. Gatton with the Aztecs and the Raptors.
Well, that starts at 5.
Oh, I see. Not played at the same time.
Yeah. Yeah, so the Umbrellas were ranked 5 coming into the game, beat the 4th-placed Rockets, and now we've got 6th-place Lions just about to defeat the 1st-place Lightning.
Yeah, that's a big upset, I reckon, because the Lightning, that was the game we covered in the first round. They looked good. They looked very promising. I thought they'd be hard to beat, and I'm not surprised that they're sitting atop the table before this round.
Yeah, the Raptors faltered last time. They were undefeated before the last round that we covered and before the bye. And if the upsets continue, that means that the Aztecs would beat the Raptors and condense the table.
Well, I would have thought that game this afternoon would be quite close. Both evenly matched, those two sides. And there it is. That's the end of the game.
Bales are off.
The Lions are victorious.
So how many runs was it they won by? Must have been 30 runs.
Would it be about 30 runs?
Just shy of. Yeah, reasonably convincing win, that one too.
Yep. Good win to the Lions. Far too good today against the Lightning.
Yeah, and because of our commentary position, we were able to sort of bring that last over to you here on Power Television and Power FM.
Thanks to JLC Real Estate and Infinite Aged Care.
Yes.
Straddling both fields here in the middle like a centrist voter.
Speaking of this position, this is where our father wants his ashes dropped spread, I think. Lincoln, is that right?
Yeah, he says a lot of things, which we can take seriously, and some of which we shouldn't need to. That sounds reasonably serious. I mean, we'll have a word to the headmaster, or not. It might be easier if you don't tell anyone.
Probably best if we just let that one go.
Yeah.
We just
Shout out
told
to the headmaster if he's listening.
We just told our 10,000 listeners.
Yeah, let them know. Or you might start something. Could be plenty of old boys looking at something like that.
The Lions ended up winning by 26 runs. So a good victory to them. Congratulations to the Libke Lions.
And we'll have a full wrap-up in the morning drive with myself and Fiona for the DDBBL for Murdoch Lawyers. What was it, 20-something? How many runs?
26.
26.
I've just got an update on the Raptors-Aztecs game.
Oh, they are playing at the moment, aren't they?
They've started anyway, well and truly into the game. The Aztecs, they've got them here as 5 for 113, but and the Raptors are 3 for 68 in replies. They need 46 to win, and there's 7 overs to go. So
wow.
That'll be close, I think.
Well, I thought that game was kicking off around about 5 o'clock, but obviously they brought it forward. Or I got it wrong. Nah.
That's not possible, Jeff.
No, they probably just pulled rank and decided to start early for whatever reason. Probably want to get on the beers earlier, and that's fair enough.
Knowing Troy Gursky, yeah, absolutely.
That's a bit harsh on Troy. No, that's fair.
Yeah, well, he's one of the semi-pros on Power FM on Saturday mornings. So all of them come in worse than we're sometimes on the Saturday morning, very early. But they get the job done, so that's all that matters. So just recapping on that, the 2 results that have come through at the moment, a 6-wicket victory for the Umbrellas and a 26-run victory for the Lions.
We've got the man of the match out of the Lions and Lightning game, Darren Kosh, who scored, as I understand, a nicely made 70.
Yeah, phenomenal. A lot of runs scored today. Obviously seeing him well. How would you rate the team's performance overall?
Yeah, we had a real good game today. The boys stayed up, played good positive cricket, and we fought all the way to the end, which is good.
How did the pitch play, Koshy?
It was hard to get in, to be honest with you. It was a bit inconsistent, the bounce. But yeah, once you got in, live wide bowled well. They bowled good lengths. Made it hard for us, but yeah, we backed ourselves with that total. So
yeah, 130 on that smallish field is not a big score, given we saw 2 scores of 150 down here on Mills, which is a slightly bigger field. But you guys restricted the Lightning to 8 for 106. You must have bowled superbly.
yeah, the boys did. They bowled really well. They bowled to the plans, set fields accordingly. Yep, and they executed, which is really awesome.
I mean, boundaries like that. I mean, these are scarcely contained schoolboy cricketers. I mean, how hard was the temptation to fight to park everyone onto Mary Street every single ball?
That was certainly in the back of my mind, yeah, and a few of the other boys, to be honest with you. But yeah, you just got to self-control is the key, I think.
You're only human.
Yeah, well, at a strike rate of 134, Koshy, you must have been seeing pretty good today. So well done. Cheers. On your man of the match performance, and enjoy those new gloves from Tas Cricket.
No worries. Thanks a lot.
And enjoy the celebrations for the first victory of the season. Good on you.
That's a big one for us, though.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, no, well done, boys.
Well, that's not much else that we can do now from here, is there? Much as I'd love to stay for the rest of the night.
It's a glorious afternoon.
Yeah, it is beautiful.
Sit here and shoot the breeze. I can give you an update on the Raptors. They're 3 for 70. They need 44 runs, and they're into the 14th over. So they wouldn't want to lose too many more wickets there. Otherwise, it'll get a bit tight.
So, what did the Aztecs get in originally?
5 for 113.
Gee, it's a low score, isn't it?
Yeah, there's not many 113, and particularly when you look at their batting lineup, Troy Gursky got 31. Ben O'Connell 44, so there's 75 up to 113.
Wow.
A little bit of rain came through. I'm not sure how much of it got down to the valley, but whether there's a wetter deck down there than what they played on up here.
Yeah, I mean, they only lost 5 wickets, so this must have been some tight bowling by the Raptors. And in reply...
They lost a key batsman as well last week.
The Raptors or the Aztecs?
The Aztecs.
The Aztecs, yeah, okay. Yeah, well, that's Brian May.
Brian May, yeah.
Yeah.
He hurt his hamstring. Or no, his calf.
His potty.
In the... what was it? The T20 competition that was going on?
Bulls Masters.
Yeah, that's it.
Up at Bundaberg.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Darling Downs team, the Darling Downs Suns, finished third in that.
Yeah, they just missed out on playing the final at the Gabba.
But unlucky to the lads. They had a strong side, so it doesn't surprise me that they did well. So in reply, yes, there's notable scores for the Raptors. Another golden duck to start off the innings. I think, did they have a golden duck last time?
One of them did. One of the sides did, yeah.
I think it was the Raptors. Anyway, it might have been the same guy too, actually. D. Pollock, because Conacher was the other opener that got runs for the Raptors. So I think Pollock's had 2 Golden Globes on the trot. But C. Walker there, 24 off 28, and Alex Welsh, the captain for the Raptors, he's not out, 26 off 28 balls. So he'll be key to steering them home if they are to get the job done.
Ooh, all right. Well, it all goes well for next week. A great round of DDBBL with the Lions and the Umbrellas, the Raptors and the Lightning and the Aztecs and the Rockets all doing battle with each other. That's at Highfields, at the Highfields Sporting Complex, which was a fabulous facility we were at last time, wasn't it? Yeah.
Good vantage point from Highfields there. You're a bit elevated. Nice place to call cricket.
Yeah, absolutely. And the facilities were first class as far as they had canteens and good crowd came out too. Watched
Always a good standard of cricket. You know, if someone's got the time and capacity, definitely something worthwhile coming to check out and support local sport.
Well, thank you, gentlemen, for being part of the Power FM and Power TV commentary team. Really appreciate it. And we had a bit of fun, which was good.
Yeah, we had a few laughs today, Jeff. We've enjoyed it in the past, but today was quite humorous at times. At ourselves, of course, not with ourselves.
Practicing my routine.
Excellent stuff. Thank you very much for having me.
No, thank you for being part of it. We appreciate it. Are you here next week?
No, I'm away next week, but I might be able to come back for the late game if you're going to do that, unless if you're doing the... Is there 2 at 1 and then 1 at 5? Is that the go?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, you let me know what games you want to cover, and I'll let you know if I can do it.
All right. No, I appreciate that. Next time you're in town, you're welcome to... You're almost a local Wollongong boy now, yeah?
Oh, these days, mate. I know. It depends on who you ask out in the waves. Depends who I'm snaking.
But I'm definitely keyed up, Jeff, for the semi-final and the grand final.
Yeah.
22nd of October, and then I think it's the 26th of October.
That's correct, yep.
Tuesday night down at Gatton for the semi.
That'll be interesting.
Yeah, I look forward to that. And then
we haven't been to Gatton before.
Sunday afternoon up at Heritage for the grand final.
Well, that's if they get the pitch right up there.
Okay.
Otherwise, they might have to move it. And I tell you what, there'd be worse places than here to hold it, that's for sure.
This would be ideal.
We had a good crowd here today too.
Yeah, it's handy, it's in town, and for most people who haven't got as far to travel as, say, Highfields or Gatton. So I don't think they'd have a trouble getting a crowd over on the terraces to watch some high-quality T20 Murdoch Lawyers DDBBL 01 Grand Final.
Well, that just about wraps it up here on Power FM and Power TV. We look forward to look forward to you joining us next week, the final round of the Murdoch Lawyers DDBBL. And we'll be covering it next week again, thanks to Infinite Aged Care and JLC Real Estate. Thank you, gentlemen, and we'll see you all next time.
Thank you very much, Jeffrey. I'll see you all at 6.